Dean, I was logging in. I got a new phone recently,
Oh.
and a part of that is like re-logging into all your different social medias, all your different like Facebook stuff, whatever.
You could do
On
that
my
on the Jitterbug? Damn.
Yeah, it's amazing what technology can do. I have one of those phones that's just 4 buttons.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I was looking at Facebook, and we have like almost 700 followers on Facebook.
Nice.
I didn't know that was a thing. I guess we post anything we post, it automatically goes there.
Yeah.
But I never like actually realized people followed us there. It's so odd.
Yeah, because everything that we do is on Ox. So.
Yeah. And then I was like, I feel bad because people message that sometimes, and if you're a listener, that's the worst way to message us, right? Like message our personal pages, message us on Instagram. But for some reason, I don't get those notifications, and I feel bad because
Yeah.
I think one time Dean was messaging someone, and I was like, okay, for some reason I'm getting these messages, and they're blowing my shit up. But it was like a lot of people that were in there, and I feel terrible. It's like, what do you do?
Now I know why you never respond to my messages. It's all becoming clear now.
It's true. I'm actually not good at messaging on Instagram either, but I am getting better. But it's amazing, Dean, that there's like 700, like that's not an insignificant number of people, right? I just never even knew.
That's more than a WNBA game.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow, that's a bit harsh. That's...
I love when he laughs silently for a moment.
the like silence, and then both Marco and Zach at the same time are like,
wow. I mean, it's not incorrect. It's just not correct politically.
yeah. Oh shit!
Oh, he really is really laughing. But what else have you guys been surprised about? Like you see something and you're like, wow, with your own channels.
That's a good question. I will say, some of those shorts that Ben was, some of them have some crazy legs. Like there's one, I think the first short that I ever did has like over 120,000 viewers, and it's horrendous. It was just me with my phone taking a picture of Scorpion, but I get comments on there from people from different countries, different languages. It's wild. So yeah, those shorts really take off.
Yeah, for me, the shorts, the breakdown of gender with the shorts. So like for my longer form content, it's usually in the analytics 100% male. And it's somewhere between like 25 and 55 age gap. But for my shorts, it's actually 50% female and just like 49.8% male. So it's slightly higher female audience than male on the short side, which is kind of crazy. So
wow. It's interesting. In Dean's shorts, it's also 100% male. So that's
yeah.
Jesus.
Also, the YouTube comments weren't loading, so I was like, man, we are really boring. There's 0 people watching.
I also thought nobody was here.
I had to reload back in to get them to populate, but it's not telling me how many viewers we have. But yeah, I was like, man, this is also surprising too. Dean, is there anything that surprises you about our channel?
It's just that people even care enough to listen to us and come hang out with us on the other side of the country.
Wow.
We'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, just wild that we've been able to carve out our little community here. I love it. You love to see it.
Love to see it.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Should we lock in the auxiliary power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to take this time to thank everyone out there who's listening and watching and hanging out with us right now. Whether you're catching us on the replay or in the live YouTube studio audience. I also forgot that you can't see us during the intro.
You were dancing. Jesus.
I gave a jumbo to SpongeBob SquareBalls because he said hi to us. I was like, it's so nice. And then I was like, oh yeah, they can't see us right now.
What a fool.
I know.
A fool's errand. We have a show for you tonight. I don't know if it's going to be a great show, but there is some news. We're going to talk about some of the news. I feel it's very jumbled. It was hard to put this one together. I like it to flow very naturally. I don't know if anyone ever appreciates that, but it's like, we'll go from like a hero to like a Marvel hero to like a Disney property to like third. Like I like it to flow, but it's all over the place. So
you're the only one that ever recognizes.
I was going to say nobody's ever noticed, but
it's like poetry at rhymes.
I noticed only because we've had the conversation before.
Yeah. Dean's like, why the fuck is it? Because it rhymes, Dean. It's just
you're like, well, this is a superhero. This is a DC superhero, and then a third party superhero related movie character, and then this is back to Hot Toys Star Wars, and then
it's a little janky today, but we're gonna get through it. We got Toy Mafia in the chat, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Danik and Lee Walker. We also have Maxim M Yomo. Let's see here, Oilers Workshop. I need some Superman pajamas. Tim Harvey, Alvin J, Jose G Hernandez. Let's see here, DJ Reverse Zio. Sam Gist, Yomo, I guess let us know if you got your package, by the way, from Collector's Zone. I don't know that I ever heard if you did. Ninja Squirrel 30, the infamous Gigi, spotted her on NFL Network. Love that. Let's see here, Mark Mitchell, Abe Dunk TV, the Four Amigos. Eddie should be here today.
You didn't highlight the best comment on here. No wonder Dean is so annoyed by Zach. Yeah, you're right. Really bad food.
Get him the fuck out of here. Get him out of here. Sam Gist, very hard not to listen live, but I love listening while I'm working the next day. Great show from the future boys. Yeah, that's
cool comment.
Cool comment. Dean, we have a very special show segment, Jesus, that we kick off all the best shows with.
Yeah, are you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah, what'd you get new this week? I had a pretty good week. Finally, after like a 2-week long shipping delay for whatever reason, Ami finally sent my little armory figures, Figma. It's basically anime schoolgirls with fucking tactical gear and guns. They're ridiculous, but they're cool. They look cool on my desk. So I also bought on Mercari, like 12 scale guns and stuff. It's really weird. So they come like this, but behind them is like sprues, and you have to like build the weapons yourself.
Excuse me, there's what?
Sprues?
It's not anything that I'm familiar with. What is that?
It's like a plastic, like when you get a model kit, comes like on the little trees. You just cut the little parts off.
They're called sprues.
Oh,
Same.
wow.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and you have to build the guns like model kits, which is fine. I build model kits all the time, but I, for the life of me, cannot find my nippers. So I was
Your
like, well,
nippers?
Don't.
I'm learning all these new terms today.
Yeah, like
they're like little scissors for the parts.
But they're like
little clippers.
Precision clippers. They're called nippers.
Got it.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to like hack these up with like a knife to try and build. I'm going to destroy them. So I went on Mercari and bought like just like there's people that just sell like weapon lots. So I just bought a bunch of guns for them and they look fucking cool. Look at this. Look how cool that is.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's decent. I like the
Those
silencer.
are badass. Wow.
I mean, that's how kids, they come to school in America.
Jesus. Maybe in Texas.
Jesus Christ. Oh my lord! And then I also.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, America.
Perfect timing because
I knew Ben or Marco was going to say it. I had to say it.
That's why I feel safer in Canada.
You didn't feel safe with
really
me,
should.
Ben?
I felt a sigh of relief as soon as I stepped foot back in Canada. I even saw the sign at the end of the airport. I'm like, oh, the maple leaves, they're here for me.
Wow.
I just,
Yeah.
You
know,
feel
so
safe
we were-
with little Castro Jr. over there being your president?
Wow.
Jesus.
I do have to
felt safe
call
with
out
you,
Zach
Dean.
though. So he's carrying, and there's certain restrictions, like we can't go into places because he's got a gun. I was like, bro, we're at the Riverwalk. Who do you need to shoot over here? Like, come on.
Bro,
That's
that's,
a
a,
Riverwalk,
ske-
bro.
bro,
You
that's a
never know.
sketchy part of town. As soon as we hit street level, I was like, fuck, Marco, it's a goddamn war zone down here. I felt like I was in Predator 2.
All I saw were Bible stores. That looked fine to me.
I don't know.
Those are
Anyways.
front. It's like John Wick, dude.
Yeah, that was the Continental down there.
Yeah, and then as much to Marco's chagrin,
Fucking another four of them.
figures. Wave 2 for Sonic Prime finally came out. Actually, I say finally, out of nowhere. I didn't know these were hitting. So it's Shadow, Gnarly Knuckles, and Rusty Rose from the show Sonic Prime.
One of my all-time favorite porn stars.
Sonic Prime Season 3 is coming out soon. They just came out with a trailer. Apparently, they didn't want to pay for like a bunch of seasons, so they paid for one season and then split it up, which is why it like seems to like come out very quickly, which is good news for people who like the content. So yeah, very cool. Shadow is amazing. I kind of wish they did more with his character in the show, but if you don't watch it, I can't really explain it. But and then my sister bought me the Nendoroid. I don't know how to say it. Nendoroid. Thank you. Sonic. They reissued it because Tails and Knuckles are coming down the pipeline. But this little Sonic thing was like a $200 figure. For like the longest time, it was like one of the original Nendoroids they came out with. So it's like really old. But they have, like I said, the new ones were announced, so they reissued this. And I got it for retail, so very cool. It's very cute.
What did I do this week? Yeah, we couldn't tell. Shout out to the people watching this show instead of fucking Ahsoka finale. You guys are great.
Love yeah, it's tonight. Dude, yesterday during unboxing, I was like, I'm gonna watch Ahsoka. The show ended. I jumped on my couch. I was like, why is episode 8 not here? I was freaking out. I was like, it's Monday. Damn. Yeah, I was all excited.
I gotta say, I'm looking forward to the next episode. The last episode was pretty good. It was probably the best one to me. I just like different things, bro. That was the best. That was the best episode to me.
Really? Wow.
I don't know if you're trolling or not.
No,
I thought of the last three. The last one
fell
was
asleep.
the worst, but
wow.
But
somehow
I still
they made
enjoyed
the
it. I'm
chase
excited
even
for the
slower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last episode was weird. Like I told Zach, I was like, all this stuff happened, but like nothing happened at the same time.
That's the entire show, bro. Maybe I'm just easing into it now.
Well,
I've started watching Rebels too, which is helping my affection for the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
yeah, because like the 2 middle episodes with Ahsoka and Anakin, it was kind of like about her growth, and so like that was like okay, like that's fleshing out the character in the show is like really nice. And then this episode was like, nothing. What's happening here?
Yeah, I love Ezra's arc going from a little orange guy with weird hair to a Middle Eastern guy. That's pretty miraculous.
Also with weird hair.
Yeah. Who's still acting like a 15-year-old.
Wow.
It's like, bro, you're fucking 20-something now? Like, come on.
Either way, thank you for not watching Ahsoka, the result, and then being here to hang out with us. I got Peacemaker this week. I was stoked because this has been one of my most anticipated figures of the year, especially after we'd seen the updates. Previously it had the seam or the jointed body. Hated it. I didn't think it looked like John Cena. This in hand is one of my favorite figures in the collection, like bar none. Yeah. Like he looks so good. It's crazy. The materials of the outfit, fantastic. Literally my only nitpicky complaint is that it doesn't have like it doesn't have the or what do you call them, the split cut boot design. It's got like the solid fixed boot, so it's a little harder to pose than I would have expected. But it doesn't even matter because the guy has so much presence in the collection. Getting the gun out of the holster was nice and easy. If this one's been on your like maybe list and you loved the show, I would recommend this figure. This is a badass one.
I have only seen overwhelmingly positive response to this figure.
Crazy, dude. It's actually so good.
Everyone really seems to love it.
And Peacemaker season 2 it sounds like it's green lit, so like that's good news. I'm excited to see the show come back around again. I've loved it so far. And then I finally got my shipping notifications for my Black Panther and my RoboCop 3 today, actually. So hopefully by next week I'll have those guys in hand as well, which would be sweet.
Nice.
And Ben, I like this pose a lot where you don't have to bend those arms. That would be my biggest concern.
Yeah.
So you can kind of show off those seamless arms.
And the arms,
nice,
like they
elegant
look
pose.
beautiful, dude. Like they're awesome. He's a really cool figure. I wish it did come with the John Cena head sculpt without the helmet.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, not needed. It's still really cool.
So is that the helmet swappable or?
Yeah, so it's magnetized, and you can take off like the back piece from the front piece, and then you can actually see kind of his face. Like he actually has like an eye plate, and like when you install the mouth, it gives you kind of almost like an AI type of looking character. Like he's got no back of his head, because that's where you can
do
move
a
his
short on
rolling
that.
eyes.
That'd be funny.
Well, I did, you fake fan. It's in there.
I don't watch it.
So
I don't have the bell on. It's okay.
Wow.
You hate to see it. No, it's
now I
in
want to
there,
watch
but
it.
it's cool.
See.
But I also love the fact that you got the moving eyes in there as well. So that's funky. And the helmet is really seamless. I think I like this helmet more than the other one. I just like how it pops. And Eagly, by the way, Dean, is not as bad as you had made it. It was not as bad as you guys were making fun of it. I actually really liked Eagly. I think it's really well done. Totally.
Those are gummy arms.
Yeah, they're seamless. What do you think they would be?
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's like he's a character in Cyberpunk.
Wow.
Interesting.
Now it's weird because that mouth plate doesn't look like it lines up as well with the face, but I think that was the original plate, which is interesting. This one I think was the upgraded add-on, but
okay, because I've had some, like especially with the Wonder Woman, she doesn't feel like a Fison body. It's she's much more firm, and
it's a different material.
Yeah, but that looks more like Fison-y, like very gummy. Is that the case?
Yeah, he feels more like Venom did. If you ever picked up a Venom or a Carnage, like how kind of his arms are a little bit more gummy. I agree with you, Dean. Like, in fact, I actually think my Wonder Woman 84 is heavier than Peacemaker because she's got like that full like metal like endoskeleton feel to her. Whereas this guy doesn't have that. So. Yeah, no, really cool. Oh, and last thing, they gave us blue wrist pegs with this, which is awesome. So like if the gauntlet slides up, it still like blends in seamlessly. Like, it's a really nice little touch. So.
Sideshow, take note.
Yeah.
Well, I think they did fix the Cad Bane though. I think it has brown wrist pegs instead of the initial flesh ones. Eddie is not here, but he got the Infinity Saga Iron Patriot. And at OxCon, he won the Rosario Dawson autograph, thanks to Rainer's Rarities. So,
the 3-0 Infinity Saga.
I'm sorry, they get the 3-0 one. Yeah, the DX or what? DLX. There we go.
DLX. Yeah.
Let's see here, Marco. You didn't get anything this week, or nothing?
No, I didn't. I'm trying to behave. There's a lot of stuff coming out, so
a lot of Jokers on the horizon.
A lot of Jokers, a lot of Supermen to get.
Yeah. What do you have coming in next? Do you have anything like that you're waiting for?
Gigi's over here, so nothing at all, Ben. I'm actually going to pause on my collecting. No, I think a lot of the Spider-Man No Way Home line.
I guess
is that my Superman right there to your right or your left?
Oh, this one? Oh no! Don't worry about this one. This is the Justice League one.
Oh my God, that hand looks so messed up there. Like, where did that even come from?
This hand?
It looks like somebody's behind you. That's creepy. Sorry.
Wow. So I picked up the Black Series Grogu and Luke build-up pack, and then I finally opened. I've had it for months. The Imperial Light Cruiser Luke, the end of Mando finale season 2. Both of those are pretty good figures. I'm actually surprised how much I like the training outfit, Luke. His outfit actually reminds me of my D&D character season 1 outfit. It's like that robe with like a little tassel on it. It's just much shorter.
And what a fantastic pack, by the way.
Oh, it's awesome.
Because they could have easily just put Luke with Grogu, but you got the little rock, the training droid, the laser, the frog.
You get the little crate with Yoda's lightsaber, and then you get two of them. You get the lit and the unlit.
Yeah,
and then you also get a little stand for the droid, and then a stand for Baby Yoda to jump. So you can have like the blaster, like, and he's jumping away from it. And then you also get a little blue frog, and then the little Baby Yoda armor present that looks like his head. So
yeah.
And I got it for super cheap. I got it for like half retail, so certainly can't complain about that. And then Philip the Fool at OxCon gave me this Spider-Man. We unboxed it last night. Really fantastic figure. I've been wanting this one probably since January. So I've talked about it a few times on the show. And Philip knew I was looking for one, so he was nice enough to give this to me at OxCon. Rob says, jumps from rock to rock or gets the zap again. And we got Calvin in the chat. What's up, bro? Good to see you here. Draw the Line says, had to watch the ending of season 1 Ahsoka before hopping on. Yeah, please don't put spoilers in the chat. I think all of us here obviously haven't yet seen it. Let's get into the news. We have Chopper, with Hera, teased in some of these photos. Chopper himself is going for $240, July to December 2024. Gut reaction, I feel like that's a bit high personally, but I do understand that everything is also quite a bit more expensive. As mentioned initially, there is a tease of Hera in these photos, and I think the number one thing that I saw a lot of collectors say was that they hope that the body is proportionate to what we've seen on screen. But yeah, he's about 18 centimeters tall, just a little bit shorter than R2, excluding the little antenna at the top of his head. And it comes with a few accessories, nothing too crazy, but he does have extra points of articulation for his 3 little arms. And I think it looks fantastic. I've maintained that I think Chopper is just such a excellent translation from his animated to his live action, ripped right off the screen. And outside of perhaps maybe being $20 too expensive, I'm really liking what I see here with the paint, the weather, and the sculpt.
Yeah, $20 ain't gonna break me getting this. If it was like $275, I'd be like, I could probably do without Chopper. But $240, not too bad. Great character. Really great that he's still around even. So very cool. R2 will still always be not only my favorite droid, but my favorite character in all of Star Wars. But Chopper he's awesome. So this will definitely be coming to my collection.
This is one I'm definitely on the fence about. I love the droids, but I don't know. I just don't have that connection to the character just yet. So looks cool. I think I am pretty bummed. Ninja Squirrel saying no diecast, cheaped out Hot Toys. So I think that's one thing that I'm a bit bummed by, because I love the R2 from, let's see, it was Attack of the Clones, where he's got the diecast dome. It feels like a premium piece. He comes with a bunch of accessories. This one feels much more stripped down than that. So it's kind of hard when you're comparing the two. But overall, this is one, maybe if the line, if the finale connects with me and I end up seeing a lot more figures in the line that I want to add, but for now it's a pass. What do you think, Ben?
I agree that I think, a droid figure without diecast feels cheap. It feels like we're going to get another diecast version down the road, and that'll be like the more premium one, especially if this guy sells out. But then at that point, everybody will be kind of stuck with the plastic version. I just feel like for how premium Hot Toys wants to be, they need to start up in the game, even if that does change the price point a little bit. I think people would still get it because it would feel a little more high quality. I know for me, whenever I pick up something and it's got a bit of weight in its hand, like in my hands, I don't know, it makes me feel like it's higher quality. So
he does it daily too.
No doubt.
Wow.
I think only Ben knows
Is it
what
heavy?
that's like.
Is it heavy? Yes, then it's expensive.
It's high quality.
Probably
expensive.
something someone said.
What's up, Fern? He says, "What's up, guys?"
It's
Good to see
Fern's
you, buddy.
birthday. Let's give Fern a round of applause. Happy birthday,
buddy.
Fern.
Happy birthday, Fern.
What a guy.
Happy birthday,
So,
Fern.
this is a weak round of applause, but okay.
Heck, I sorry, I didn't clap into the
I threw
mic,
him
but
jumbo.
There you go.
Jumbo.
What a guy.
Happy birthday, Fern. No, I you know what? Since I've been watching Rebels, I actually have a better appreciation for this character. If I had just watched Ahsoka, I honestly don't think that I would care. To be honest, like he's cute, he's cool, but with his inclusion in Rebels, I do think it's a better character, and it does make me like this figure more. If it was diecast, I think I'd consider it more. But at this point, I'm keeping my droids to C-3PO and R2-D2. At least as of right now. We'll see how the future plays out. But
He's great in
not for me at
Ahsoka
this
too. Like definitely a character that I think could grow on me a lot more. But yeah, just not one that's a need right now.
It is super
Manny
cool.
Mendez.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late, guys. I had to ship
No apologies necessary.
a big
okay.
package, so
Wow, shipping a
You had to
fact.
ship a big-
Yeah.
not Ben big, bigger.
Wow.
Ben showed up? Oh.
You were ready for that. What the hell? This is cool. Chopper is amazing. I love that we're getting Rebels in from Hot Toys. That's awesome. And Chopper, I mean, aside from R2-D2, it's hard to say who's my favorite droid, because Chopper is awesome, but R2-D2 is awesome. So it's tough, but I definitely want it. My only problem with the Ahsoka stuff is that I don't feel like I'm going to get the whole team. And for this, I kind of do want the whole team, because we're going to miss at least 2 characters as of now. So that's my only struggle is, like, do I get it and just be cool with what's in Ahsoka? Like, because he'll go with Sabine and they tease Hera, and then probably for sure we'll get an Ezra and Ahsoka the White, but like still need 2 characters. So yeah, that's my dilemma with it, but I do really want it. And I also do agree with Ben, like I wish it was diecast off the get-go, because it makes it feel like that leaves room for another release somehow down the line, but still very cool.
Are you talking about Zeb, by the way, being a missing character from
and
the Rebels
another
game?
character that
Where's Kanan?
Kanan. I guess I could say who. It's just Kanan
from Rebels.
We're not,
yeah.
So and Kanan's like one of my favorite Jedis. So
I didn't know if something happened to Kanan in Rebels, so I was like, I don't know.
He got aided.
But no,
Yeah.
I love
you
Zeb.
haven't
I think he's a
finished?
cool character.
Yeah.
Yo,
And we have
what's up,
seen
motherfucker?
Zeb, right? He was in the Mando, so we might see him again.
That's true.
The whole thing with
forgot
the
about
diecast and the Chopper thing, like R2, it's just the dome, and it's like, yeah, I guess I could see the argument, but it's not a deal breaker for me, because it's like not like it was the Zach, who did the all diecast droids. That was
Chigokin.
Yeah, Bandai. So it's like, yeah, I guess.
Was that
like,
Tamashi Nations?
Something.
Could I be wrong on that?
yeah, Bandai.
The diecast would make the price a little easier to swallow, I think.
Yeah.
Because I do
No,
feel
that's
like
fair.
it's high.
Yeah, 240.
It's a huge.
Yeah, because it wasn't R2 like 180, 190?
Initially,
so.
I think
The most
new
recent
ones-
one was not. The most
I think
recent
the
one
most
was in
was
like
like
price
245,
220?
I think. I think
Someone
it was
check
like
that,
higher.
please.
Yeah, does this have like lights and sound at all either?
He does.
Has
R2
lights.
Oh, does this?
Lights and sounds.
It says detailed mechanical construction, body, and LED light up function. I don't believe it comes with sound.
Dang, that sucks. I would like
does
little chopper sounds.
The little
Also, what the fuck? Oh yeah, Eddie, was it you who got the chopper statue and it arrived?
Yeah. And it was broken.
You had to get rid of it. So this is like a nice consolation prize.
That's true.
There's also a budget
you love
version.
Is there?
Yeah, that Feezy showed on his channel. It's the it's like a chatterback
I
chopper,
did
but
see
it's
that.
almost exactly like the right size.
Yeah, that looks cool.
That does look cool.
But you love the character enough to spend statue money on it.
That's true.
So like for you, like I can imagine this is like, oh fuck yeah, you know.
Okay, I'm getting it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
cool, man.
I mean, how much was that? What was that, Inart, or what was it?
3 times. It was like 600, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously bigger and much more like impressive, like. But yeah, this is. I think that there's a lot of Chopper fans out there, and it's a pretty easy pickup. So
Doesn't have to be bigger to be more impressive, though. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, I think
that's true.
It's the
Ben
right
is saying
lighting.
Ben, shut up.
270 for the R2D2. Thank you for that, Ben. Yeah, the Chatterback Chopper is $73 on Amazon. That I don't know if that's the retail price, but at that price, I think you almost spend the extra just to get the Hot Toys personally.
Yeah,
it was,
it,
$30.
It's kind of like the Sphero R2 and the
BB-8.
BB-8. They were just a little underscaled, but you could definitely futz them into the shelf. And they were obviously actually almost more capable than a Hot Toys was. But yeah, if you need the Chatterback Chopper, I think that's actually a pretty good idea.
There we go. Let's move on. Jazz Inc. dioramas. I guess I didn't quite understand this post, but the post here says it's finally time. The pre-orders for the 1/6 scale Jedi Starfighter go live on Friday the 13th of October, so that's next Friday. They will come with a removable R2 stump, so you can place your R2 heads. They have light up features, cockpits, and outside. The price is $1,899 plus shipping and import costs or whatever. The part that I didn't quite understand was, as always, first come first serve. Please support this so we can move ahead and make this because it's going to be tight. We need you. So I didn't quite understand if this is like for sure going to happen or if this needs to hit a certain number. And then I was also just a bit confused by the first come first serve because it seems like he knows the number that they're going to make. Admittedly, I don't watch any other content creators streams, so I know he's been on a few other people's, but the context that I got from this post and from the Q&A and the comments for me was a bit unclear, but he did put up a poll in his group. He offered 4 different options for the Jedi Starfighter. The 2 that had people that say that they would purchase them was Anakin's and Obi-Wan's. One thing that is interesting from these photos, I need to look more into this, but it looks like Anakin's has an R2 slot, but Obi-Wan's doesn't.
It's on the other side.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'm a fucking idiot.
It's right there.
But I thought R4 was on the left, though. I don't know. Well, now I feel stupid. I'm going to give you a point for that. But I guess it'll be interesting to see how they're going to manage the R2 unit, because it seems like you can place the head of your R2 on there, and previously owning the R2, I think the head is removable, but there's also more than just the head sticking out of the stump, right? Like there's a little portion of the shoulders that show, or is it just the head?
Yeah, it's a
I
little.
need to go back and look. I should have done my homework, but at any rate, I think the price is high. But this ship is pretty large.
I was gonna say this is gonna be fairly large.
Yeah, 36-inch front to back, 28 left to right, and 16.4 tall. So this is gonna be quite large, and obviously he's got a track record of making some pretty impressive stuff. So
I just looked up the Canadian conversion, and it's $2,600 for me plus whatever the shipping would be.
Wow!
Oh my god!
I have no
more about the Canadian conversion. I'm going to be.
Hate to say it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I have no doubt this is going to be pretty impressive. Jazzy makes badass stuff. I'm also just a little confused because I know his DC stuff is now licensed.
I don't believe this is technically licensed.
Yeah, is this just like Wild West? Like we're just gonna fucking do this?
I have heard, allegedly. Now this is speculation. I haven't confirmed or denied this with Yost, but I've heard from some people that apparently it's like, Disney knows about it, but they're also like potentially wouldn't mind having him as a licensed company eventually. So it's kind of just like a very gray area. But also, okay, just quickly here, all the photos that I'm seeing of Kenobi Starfighter, I guess I need to look up the episode 3, but It's definitely on the left. The R2 unit.
Yeah, I don't see why it would be on a different side of the ship.
Yeah.
It's not like they're making two different models of the same ship.
Unless his image is just reversed, but yeah, I've never seen it on the right. That's why I was thinking, like, where's the R2 unit here?
Yeah.
Anyways,
it might just be like a flipped image.
Yeah. I don't think so, DJ, because he made the snow speeder, and he's also made like a bunch of dioramas.
The cockpit, the interior of the Falcon.
I don't know. Maybe I should ask him. Draw the Line says, if you watch his full stream, a full-size R2 would never fit in the ship. Yeah. The way that the in-universe, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, like, I guess what they're planning to do, I guess. Euler said they discussed the droid head dilemma on 6-Scale Mafia stream. Yeah, I don't watch Mafia,
it says will come with a removable R2 stump. So it probably is just like the shoulders of R2
and you
that
just
clip
place
in, the dome on it. Yeah.
And to be honest, like the Hero Series R2 is it's not a bad 6-scale.
If you could even find those anymore.
Oh, they're older, but yeah.
Yeah,
like Sean says, unless Hasbro cheaped out, but they are pretty good. Yeah, I look, I'll ask Yost if he's willing to comment on that, but that's just what I've heard from people that are in the biz, I guess I should say.
Okay.
Take that with a grain of salt. I'm not saying, I don't talk to Yost that often, so. But anyways, anyone else on the panel, what do you think? $1,900, Jedi Starfighter.
Didn't we say, I think we were talking about this in San Antonio, and we said it would be like 6 feet long?
No, that's the N1. The N1 is massive.
Oh, how big would this be? I still don't think people would continue
coming in
this
at
purchase.
3 foot front to back.
Oh, I guess it's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah, the N1 is fucking massive. It is huge.
Yeah. This still feels like, I don't know, it's a lot to buy 416. Like $1,900 is a big. You can get a J&D statue almost for $1,900.
You can buy a used car. You can buy a brand new motorcycle.
That's true. So I don't know. That's a lot for me. I think it's cool. I think this will like separate those people that say if Hot Toys did something like this, they'd get it, and because it's a hefty price tag and a lot of real estate. So it's cool if it gets funded, but I just have a feeling like if he has to hit a certain amount, I think that people will back out by the time it's ready to ship. So,
is there really love for this particular craft? Is there such love for this?
I honestly,
it goes with Anakin and Obi, but I have a hard time seeing it. It's not iconic in my eyes.
To be honest, I'm glad you said that. I never ever see people talking about this particular Starfighter until Hot Toys showed it off, and they're like, "I want it." It's like, do you though, or just because they showed it, you think like?
Reminds me more of the video game than anything else. The cover of the video game.
Yeah, the fucking Lego Star Wars opening. Fucking hell yeah. But yeah, it's I guess it's like in terms of Star Wars ship, it's probably not even my top 10.
Yeah, because he mentioned that he wouldn't be able to do a full TIE fighter, right? So maybe this is the compromise that he could do this, but he can't do a TIE fighter.
Yeah,
well, the TIE fighter is again, it's like 6 feet. The wings are 6 feet. Even the Interceptor, the wings aren't as tall, but they're 6 feet front to back, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool like this though, like from what I saw, even of the Batwing, like when people got the Batwing in hand and they were putting those up on their like wall mounts on their wall, like in a standard looking bedroom, it was the entire wall.
It's massive.
Yeah. It's insane. So and like that's the Batwing. Like I feel like in terms of real iconic vehicles, that definitely is up there. This one, while it's really freaking cool, it would take up so much real estate unless you were a super fan of Star Wars, I think. So.
Yeah, I think the Snowspeeder and this is about the only like starship you can make realistically in 6-scale. Because again, the X-Wing would be exponentially longer and wider. Like Zach said, the TIE Fighter. I have that in 12 scale and it's too fucking big. Like you said, even the other TIE fighters aren't as tall as the TIE fighter, but they're longer. Vader's also deeper in like the mechanical
the chassis
area.
also.
Yeah.
One thing also, now I want to make this very clear for the people that are thinking they want to get this, just so that you understand, because I just found out about this when Yost put up the poll. Anakin flies 2 of these in the movie. He flies the yellow one in the opening scene, and then after the Order 66 is a green one. It's a green one. And I think at one point he flies a purple one too. Yeah, he takes Yoda's to Mustafar.
Yeah.
And I know it was on the table to do the purple one and the green one, but those I don't think had enough fan support. So, if you're going for screen accuracy, which if this last 2 weeks has told me anything, people don't care. This is really like Darkside Anakin wouldn't necessarily be the one to go in this. Now, one thing he hasn't mentioned, and again, maybe he mentioned it on another stream, but it's not even personal to Mafia. I just don't watch other people's stuff. If he's gonna make the little headsets,
I was about to say the headset.
Yeah, those don't come with other figures. Worst case, maybe a Zack's Wonderland thing. But thinking about it today, I was wondering how you would do it, because the hair is only with the artisan it would work.
Right.
But
I mean, even like I said, even the A-wing is much larger than this. So this is about reaching the limit of what you can do in 6 scale in terms of vehicle. It's very cool, but there's a lot of hurdles to crawl through, like Zach said. The colors, the accoutrements that go with it. The price.
And very likely Hot Toys is not going to revisit this, right? But there's
supposedly
always
they said this, they're not doing that anymore.
There's always that threat, though, right? They say it, and then
that's true.
It's Infinity War all over again, Marco.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you a point for that too. I like that.
So let me. Star.
Jesus
like the
Christ.
size of our moon.
I was actually thinking about that when you said the 1/12 scale, because I was like looking up. I was like, I wonder if I could hang a 1/12 Death Star in here, and that looked cool. But I think even that would be like.
No, the Death Star house like 100,000 people. Like that's
a 1/12 Death Star in your room, Ben. Are you converting?
Like the whole room.
He's already got a fucking massive wang, and he wants a Death Star in his room. Anyways, the Invincible Iron Man. This one we talked about last week. A very short production cycle. It seems it's been released. These are the blogger photos. I mean, it's basically what we talked about last week, so we'll just kind of skip over this one. But I believe Lane told us last night that Sideshow is going to be opening up pre-orders for these soon. So if you're someone that's interested, you might. I really don't see these being like, Anakin Joker, where the whole site's gonna, the whole world's trying to buy these. But if this is something that you want, it is something that is potentially could be difficult to acquire. So,
well, currently it says 1,500 to select regions. So like. That's a pretty small number. People do like that kind of level of collectability. And I did watch a reviewer open this up the other night, and I was pretty impressed by what I saw. It looked cooler than I was expecting, to be honest. And like, while I still don't think it would fit in my collection, I'm shocked that they didn't give us this one first over the one that had the clear plastic and everything, because this is
I don't know why. Alvin J said he's going to try to get it.
I'd be pissed if I got the clear one first and then they came out with this.
You had to know this was coming, though. Come on. And just so we're clear, it goes up for pre-order tomorrow.
Thank you.
On Sideshow's site at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that would
11
be
a.m.
noon
Central.
Eastern time. Yeah,
noon Eastern, 11 time. Central. Yeah. What about
so
Mountain
very
Time?
soon? Yeah, Mountain Time. Let's do all the conversions.
What about Make Believe Canada time?
Wow.
How dare
What's
you?
that in CAD?
I've never even heard of a 1 in 144 scale, by the way. That's insane. Badfish
1
is
in
mentioning
140
an X-Wing doing a trench run. I'm like, that's insane. But
1 in 144, yeah,
look that up.
That's like
That's
model
what I
scale?
have. Oh, wait,
okay.
Would this one become instantly a lot more valuable if they ended up doing a comic Cap, if they did a comic Thor?
Oh,
100%, right? Because
but this is what the license is doing, right? Because if you look at Marvel Legends, they just released the comic Iron Man, they just released the comic Cap, the comic Widow, the comic, sort of this Golden Age type appearance. You got to know that that's coming, right? Like it's got to be in the pipeline for sure. Kind of a weird release to put behind the ultra limited Because, I guess traditionally in the comics, from what I've heard, I'm not an expert on it, but Iron Man wasn't really that guy until the movies came out. And then, now he's like the number one hero apparently. But still, I think any Avengers collector that wants to collect the Golden Age stuff, this is a must-have figure, right?
Well, the comics seem to be, or the comments rather, seem to be all for Thor, a comic Thor.
Yeah, comic Thor. Eddie would be right up on
Dust,
that.
Eddie Mendez.
I would love to see a comic Thor.
Wow.
That would be amazing. I know Sideshow did it, but I missed that figure, I think.
I think there is one of the local.
Awesome.
There's their local store that I think has one, Eddie, if you're still looking for it. But just putting it out there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Is that the one with Throg, Eddie?
I don't know that he comes with Throg. If one comes with Throg, that's even cooler.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think so. I think that's one of the figures from the Loki line.
Is this Dylan from Small Talk? This is the Fireman.
Jesus.
Just kidding. This is Johnny Storm.
No, he got fired. No, I'm just kidding.
How dare you? 152 Q1 2024.
I love that.
It's kind of crazy how many previous Fantastic Four people are currently in the MCU. But they've teased the full Fantastic Four.
The thing in the back looks really weird. It's like really skinny and kind of bulgy.
Yeah, it just looks very like bulbous. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. I because this is supposed to be the Captain America actor, right?
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. This looks nothing like Chris Evans to me.
No.
I'm not seeing it at all. I
The
swear
hairline
I thought that was
Chris
Dylan
Evans.
from Small
Looks like
Talk.
Jake Evans.
Jesus Christ. I don't like this at all.
And
It's got
someone
that
said-
Vegeta hair.
I don't like it.
Someone said that the flaming head looks like Lionel Messi when you zoom in on one of the pictures, and I was like, God damn it.
Jesus. I have nothing good to say about this. I mean, it's it's a 152, so you're not breaking the bank, but this doesn't inspire a ton of confidence.
Just wait for the new Fantastic Four film to come out at some point in the future.
Not even
No,
that.
we
though.
got,
Who's to say? Oh, go ahead, Zach.
Sorry, big old friend. Wasn't Killmonger also in the Fantastic Four? Wasn't he Johnny Storm
In the newer one.
also?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
That was
Yeah.
that
And
was a
then
good
also-
cast. Shitty movie.
Yeah, maybe I thought there was more people.
And who's to
it
say
was-
that this guy doesn't go ahead, and then I'll say.
No, go. You're good.
I was going to say, who's to say he doesn't show up in the next Deadpool film?
I
He might be a cameo. Honestly,
think there's rumors that was gonna happen. So
If he does, I
Wait,
think he'll
for
get killed though.
for who?
for
Killmonger?
Deadpool versus Wolverine, that this guy would show up, that he would do a cameo as Human Torch in Deadpool
Chris Evans
versus
would be
Wolverine.
Human Torch?
Yes.
What? That would be fucking awesome.
Come on, that's totally in play, especially for a Deadpool film. It'd be.
I feel like he'd be down
It
too, because
would.
he's he likes to joke. And then he did show up as Cap in Free Guy, so that was funny.
True.
But I think
'Cause-
the possibility of this line is amazing. I just don't think that it's very successful. I had like 2 people message me that this showed up, by the way, and I don't talk about loving these movies much, so people were like, Eddie wants this, and I was like, I didn't know how you guys knew this, but I do want this. It's just not good. So
Bro,
I love Eddie.
these movies have one of my favorite quotes of all time in it.
Wait.
It's at the end of, I think
don't
it's
waste
the
your life
first
driving a Ford.
no.
Oh,
Driving a
No,
Dodge.
but it does have. You're very close.
a Ram. My bad.
it's someone shows up with a flying car, and he's like, "That thing gotta hit me," and I'm like, "It's a fucking flying car." What a dumb question to ask. Oh shit, dude, it's so funny. It's like the worst parodic placement you've ever seen in your life. Oh god, me and my friend joke about it all the time. Like, no bullshit. Like every single time we see each other, because he drives a Dodge Ram with a Hemi.
Wow, he's
Wow.
really.
It's like our running, because we both thought it was so stupid when we saw the movie that we've just continued it on like this whole time. It's just something we always talk about. Oh, they're so bad. These movies are awful.
Apparently, Tim Harvey is selling his Marvel and DC comic figures, including Thor.
Wow, good to know.
Wow.
Yeah, good to know. Let's move on here because we're running a bit long. This is an update on the Batman and Bat Signal by Hot Toys. The item has been delayed to October to December 2023. It's going to be interesting to see when this comes out if it delays or impacts the Inart schedule as well.
And this is Battinson?
Battinson and the Bat Signal in particular. Gandalf, I'm just kidding. This is the Inart showcase from this past weekend. Some of these photos were provided by Inart, some of them by the @Hot Toys something or other on Instagram, and I believe one or two of them was by Justin's Collectibles. I'm going to read them off, and we can critique as we go. We also have a Google Photos that Marco put together that we'll take a look at. So, again, Albus Dumbledore. Now, forgive me, I don't know if this is the actor that just passed away or if this is from the first or second film.
It's from the first film, consistent with the
So
first
this is
Harry
not
Potter.
the one that most recently passed away. Correct, right?
Correct.
Because the initial actor passed away during filming,
Yes,
and they had to
That's
recast
right.
him.
That's right.
You caught Marco there. He was like,
Yeah,
"The
this
fuck
is,
I?"
Stumped.
He was bamboozled. 10 points for Gryffindor. We have the Joker, which allegedly this is their rhodium tier figure. Looks like it may be a 3-pack. I don't know who the fuck keeps telling these guys we want more than one figure per pack, but looks like
two bodies and 3 different figure types, I guess.
Heads.
Yeah. So we have the in scene with the red suit. You also have the look that you can display him as the street performer. And then the, what would you call this, Marco, here on the right? I guess more like when he's in the middle of the breakdown initially, or his big breakdown
It's
in
a
the movie.
hospital look, right?
No, the bathroom scene.
Bathroom
Bathroom
scene.
Bathroom scene. There you go.
I think after he
Point for
kills
Eddie.
those guys on the...
Yeah,
Jack your points,
the
Marco.
bankers.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
love it.
admittedly not one of my favorite films, so I'm feeling good about that.
Get this
If
guy
they
out
were
of here.
releasing a 3-pack for a film that I loved and I needed more Jokers, oof, I'd be in
You'd
trouble.
have to get 6. You'd have to have one to rock and one to stock.
We're no
right?
longer
You
the
would have to
Joker
get-
collector.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
guess I just-
big Joker collector.
I want to ask the chat, I'll panel as well, but I don't think any of you guys have any of the Jokers, but to me, it's like on the outside looking in, it seems like the ship has sailed for this figure. Like there's already been like 20 different custom figures, clothing kits, head sculpts. Like, I mean, I guess there always is that market for the collector that wants the ultra premium, best of the best, but I feel like for most people, especially with Joker 2, like right around the corner, I just don't really know who this figure is for. Like, there are
That's
certainly
probably
people
why
that
it's-
celebrated the announcement, but it just seems like a really odd time for this to be coming out.
That's probably why it's so limited, though, right? Like the rumors are 500 to 700 total pieces. So if you're looking at that, it's probably going to sell out in a matter of, of no time if Inart's putting it up on their site. So yeah, so it is going to be a very niche item, but the fact that they're doing it so
Sure.
limited,
Well,
I think that the two align.
The way they screwed us is that it's a 3-pack. Because I think you're right. Like, I think most people won't want it anymore, or maybe some of the hype has died for this. But the people that do want it, or maybe I'm just speaking selfishly, will want the red suit. And I could really care less to have his his clown outfit or his bathroom scene outfit. Like, I just want the red suit. I mean, the dial is really cool, honestly. So that I would take. But I'm going to have to pay like $1,500 to get a 3-pack for one figure. And
Probably more, Eddie.
I don't even know
way
how
more.
easy it'll be to
1100?
sell the other two. It looks amazing, but still, like, I don't need that.
Now, Gilbert is saying, to provide the other end of the coin, I've been waiting for a licensed Joker since forever, so this is definitely for me, and it's coming into my collection 100%. So thank you, Gilbert, for providing
I do have to ask Gilbert though, what's your price threshold though? If it's $2,000 to get it to you, is that where you're like, maybe not for me after all, or it doesn't really matter the price at this point?
Yeah. Let me
all I know for
continue
me is In fact, I think I said it on the show. I was like, if I never have to talk about this fucking version of this character ever again, I'll be happy. So seeing this by Inart is just like, Jesus Christ, I have to talk about it again.
I would have been down if it was just one figure. I'm with you guys on that. The 3-pack will price me out immediately. Like I don't love the character enough to have to pay that kind of.
I think the shitty thing is that I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
but I don't want to, man.
What's your price point though, Eddie?
If you get it, sell me one of them, Eddie.
Seriously, I'd be down, dude, because I really don't want the other two. But I think my limit would be 1,500. All right,
1,500
for sure.
Okay.
Now here's a rumor that I've heard as well. WB refused to license this in 1/6 for a long time. Inart had to price it over 1,000 to get the license. Now, one thing that I don't understand, I want to say in the accessories, people were saying that it's supposed to come with a handgun. WB has basically not allowed characters to come with the weapons.
Look at him sitting in the chair. He definitely has a trigger finger.
Yeah, so it should be I don't know if that's just a US thing, but even like Prime 1 DC stuff have been affected by that. So not quite sure how they're going to get around that. And we should ask that to John in our questions to them, Marco. Dean, you're talking, but you're muted.
Oh, can you go to the where he's sitting? This one.
I don't think that's a trigger finger, buddy.
I think it could be both because he does this gesture in the film, but it's also clearly a trigger finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's like when he's trying to make a point to Murray.
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 I would almost, especially because you get 2 other sculpts, I kind of would want this with blood all over him after shooting Murray, right? Doesn't he get blood all over his face?
He gets blood on him when he crashes
in the car.
Oh, I thought he shoots Murray and blood gets all over him.
I don't remember if it's after he shoots him, but I know for a fact when he gets in the car accident, his nose has blood and all that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good point. 1/6. Hot Toys Joker has guns as well. Does he have guns? Can we check on that? I guess the Inart had guns also.
Yeah, die-cast guns. He had a bunch.
No, the Hot Toys. No, the current Hot. No, the current
one.
The Artisan.
He does have guns.
He does have guns.
Okay,
I will pull it up, but he does have guns.
Okay, if you're confident, then we don't need to. Now, Hot Toys also did show a Christopher Reeves Superman 2-pack. Already everyone's taking the piss on this one by showing their $2,000 customs, which that's like a weird flex. Like, I don't understand that, but I don't really have the eyes for this, but, there's that. Amelia Clark and Thorin.
Whoa, Jesus. You're
don't do it, Dean.
You're gonna breeze by Superman that hard?
We can or we can't. It's up to you.
One of the cool things that I wanted to mention about the Superman is that Justin pointed out the sewn S.
Yeah.
And like how that's never been done on a Superman, and I guess that's like screen accurate. So that's cool. I didn't know that. I think it looks. I'm interested in this, but I do think it needs work.
So
yeah,
so I have the Reeves. I have the Hot Toys Reeves Superman behind me, and I love that figure. I honestly think after all these years, it still 100% holds up. I'm really excited to see what they do with this. What I thought was worthy of saying, though, was just that I have seen a lot of critiques online of this figure. For the people who are absolutely huge lovers of this version of Superman and Chris Reeve, rest in peace, of course, amazing dude. It doesn't look totally like him yet, but Justin and John in their video tour had said, like, this is an early version, like hot off the press, like this is V1. Like there's going to be multiple versions, I think, of this guy that we see before they've got it fully dialed in. So if you're at least new to collecting and new to Inart or anything like that, just like if this isn't 100% nailed for you yet, like still be patient and see what comes, because I do think that they're going to improve it. Look what happened with Aragorn. Look what happened with just in general how good the Pattinson Batman even looks like. It's I think it'll be good.
It is scary for us to count on that, though, right? Because yes, they're establishing a track record of improving on their prototypes. Sure. We're asking them control the message, show us when it's ready. They're showing some things that seem a lot more rough now, and I'm afraid that the amount of figures they're doing is expanding, and they could come to a point where they're like, okay, like they just got to start getting stuff out, and maybe it doesn't reach that the threshold that we really want. So that's the only point of caution, but I do think that they are going to improve it.
I feel like I'm okay with
guess
that
I'm
though
not-
if they do
hang on,
consistently improve it.
I'm trying to get to that slide where we had them both on there. There's a process, Fern. All right, I've been doing this for 300 episodes almost. Let me cook, Fern. Jesus.
I think it's okay that they show us early versions if they actually continue to improve them over time, because there's a lot of people asking like, or criticizing Inart of not releasing enough, and Hot Toys wins that battle every day no matter what. But even still, Inart is now being able to say like, we have this many on the go, but they're on the go, they're just not ready yet. But guys, they're coming. Like, get excited if these characters resonate with you. Hopefully.
Now they're doing 112. They're like kind of
That's a weird
kind of crazy.
That's a weird one.
So.
That's such a weird one.
That's a weird
though.
one.
I don't
agree
like
with
that.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I thought about this yesterday, and I want to pose the question just quickly. Is Inart better company than Hot Toys because they can make better figures? Or is Hot Toys the better company because they can make so many figures at once and all of them have a reasonable quality? I guess the point is, like, if Hot Toys was, basically working on 2 or 3 figures at a time for release, like, Inart had made Joker, and then they made Gandalf, and pretty quickly they had released Pennywise as well. I think Hot Toys has something like 60, 70 figures that they're working on at once. Do you think that if Inart scaled up their production or Hot Toys scaled down, that they would be more comparable in terms of quality? Or when Inart eventually does have to start getting in gear and making more, that the quality will suffer? Does that make sense? What I'm
the
asking?
quality will suffer the more they make.
Because that's what I worry about. What Marco is saying, like, they're showing us these figures now, and admittedly, like, I think some of them look pretty bad, but we're banking on, like, oh, this isn't early, they're gonna make it better, like, they're listening to the collectors. But at what point do they lose that luxury of being able to do that?
That in the first prototype,
and they have to cut it off.
In the first prototype showing, I still think they look as good as Hot Toys would.
Yeah.
As a final production. So
yeah, if that Superman released tomorrow, I think a lot of people would be happy with that. I think that looks.
You
good.
think so? Really?
I don't really have like the fucking Christopher Reeves Superman eye, but like. Most people don't, right? Like, if you had invited your friends over, they would just know, hey, Christopher Reeve Superman, that looks fucking great. They're not going to sit there and fucking critique you like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, unless it was,
It's
you
tough,
coming over
though.
or something. Like,
It's tough, though. It's tough, though, because, like I feel like this week I felt so defeated, like, in the groups. It's like, it seems like no one really cares about accuracy. And there's a few other people... Nick's Collectibles and another guy that I've been talking to on Facebook, but it's like, when you point out these issues, people are like, oh, but like, I mean, it still looks pretty good, like, but it's like, I personally like the accuracy, right? So
the bar that they've set now is, I think Ben's lagging because he keeps cutting us all off, but I think he's not hearing us.
How dare
sorry,
you?
Ben.
That was so respectful. You just backhanded him. How dare you?
No, I think he's lagging, but. So Inart has kind of set the threshold with their sculpts. It looks like the actor. It looks like a real person, regardless of how many critiques we had over Joker, over Gandalf. They have looked really spot on. This angle looks pretty lifelike, but straight on the Clark Kent, they look almost more cartoony. And so that's what I think I'm reacting to. That now, if Inart's, they don't look exactly like a real person. Those other two look, significantly stronger, but still need some work, perhaps. At least the Daenerys. But yeah, now that's the bar. Like, it's got to look really damn close to the actor. And if it's anything short of that, I think we're all going to really, really critique the heck out of it. So maybe that's not fair, but that's the bar that they've set.
I don't know. I think that looks like Christopher Reeves.
I think the one with the glasses does.
I think this is fantastic.
I think the
one with the
glasses
glasses
more
looks
too.
great. Yeah,
I think so too.
What I was going to say, though, is Hot Toys has benefited from time, right? And so when they got started, if you look back at the inception of Hot Toys, like, especially even when they became licensed, they were still, like, really nothing in comparison to what they are now. The downfall for Inart will be that they are starting at such a high echelon and such a high point of technology with regards to 6-scale figures, is that inevitably some of them will feel like they're not as good because... like, not every character will be able to have the time to be created equally, and I think that's your point, Marco. But Hot Toys had the time to work up to the numbers that they can produce now. They've had time to dial in the technology in their paint apps and stuff.
Yeah.
And we still see improvements on their figures year over year or every couple of years when they do a reissue, right? So with Inart starting this strong, I think if you give Inart another decade of doing this, I still think that they may be superior as long as they don't price themselves out of the game.
Yeah. We still see fixes really quick from Inart. Like,
They are
look how
nimble,
quick
you're right.
that Cavill had.
Yeah.
That's the one that I was thinking of, Eddie the Cavill.
Yeah.
Crazy difference.
So I have no doubt that they will fix whatever problems. Because the two that look the least like them is this and Daenerys.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get there. Unless this pants Prince Eddie, then.
Oh,
just kidding.
then
I, had
you hate
to,
this.
I was hoping you were gonna say it. I was so excited.
Well, Thorin, maybe.
Yeah, there we go. So, Thorin and Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
That's Emilia Clarke.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't bust the nut just yet. Thorin is such an odd character for them to make. Now, if they're making Thorin, that almost certainly guarantees they're making a young Bilbo, and it almost certainly guarantees they're making another Gandalf. The outfit that Gandalf wears in The Hobbit is a little different. There's some accessories that are missing, and the staff is different. But it's like if you're an Inart collector and you just spent $500 on a Gandalf, and the prospect on the horizon of them either throwing in that staff and those clothing accessories with Thorin or making a whole nother Gandalf, I think is a bit upsetting. I don't understand why they're doing Thorin when they have yet to show Legolas. They've yet to really, get past the hump of the Fellowship. So to introduce a whole 13 company of dwarves, it just seems a bit odd. Daenerys Targaryen, I think it looks terrible. I don't think I've ever seen a rooted, sculpted mix that has looked good. And Dean was very excited about this here. Did I not put it in? I'll put it in for you in a second. But there's the comparison there. We also have Thorin, which admittedly looks fantastic. I think this
doesn't know
might
who
be,
Thorin is.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I think that this might be one of their more polished prototypes that they showed.
Honestly, I love Thorin. He's such a great character. Specifically in the movie. In the books, he's like just an asshole. He's such a dick in the book.
He's pretty much an asshole in the movie, too.
Well, in the movie...
Yeah, he really is.
In the movie, he is because he gets like...
dragon sickness.
Dragon sickness. In the book, he's just a dickhead. But yeah, I really love Thorin. I think he's a great character. And I'm really tempted to get Thorin because it's such a good character.
We just criticized EXO-6. Is it EXO-6?
Yeah.
Last week by doing the same thing, and perhaps Thorin's prototype was furthest along, and that's why they wanted to show it. But it's like you're bouncing all around now, and is it just to kind of keep us collecting, like to keep us in the game? And because like where is Legolas? Where's other figures that would be companions to the ones you've already teased?
That's a great point also, because Legolas does show up in the Hobbit trilogy, so it's like, are you getting the Fellowship Legolas or the Hobbit one? Dean was so proud of this, I have to pull it up because he's begging. But he said that the Daenerys looks like Kathy Bates, and
Bro,
I can't not agree.
It does not.
Okay, I was going to say, does anybody else not see Kathy Bates?
It's pretty good, Dean. That's
you
pretty
don't
good.
see Kathy Bates.
That's pretty fucking good.
Ben, you're
Pretty
fucking
good.
blind.
I love
bro.
you, buddy, but I don't see it.
That is
just an
spot
Inart stand, I
on
think.
Kathy Bates.
I don't think it
bro.
looks enough like Emilia Clarke, but I don't think it looks like Kathy Bates.
Now to clarify, I don't think that they're going to do the rest of the dwarves. But if they're doing a Thorin, they're 100% doing a Bilbo, and they're 100% doing a Gandalf. My point is, they just made a Gandalf. Why are you making a whole different film that requires a whole different Gandalf? And I don't know if they know that the staff is different, because they didn't know the first time. So
They probably don't.
we're going to have to make staffs great again.
Yeah.
Let's just go through.
We
We're gonna
did
have to make
sort of
stats
get
great
a Legolas tease.
Yeah.
It was in a pile of shit on someone's desk. It was like the outfit with no head, but it was clearly Legolas. But like Zach said, he's also in The Hobbit.
Ooh,
So
I didn't see
Wait,
that.
what was
The
wrong
base,
with
that's
the
sick.
Legolas, Dean?
oh, n-
So no head?
Wow. You
Classic.
went back in the archive for that one.
I went back in the archives.
But we could also get Brad the Bowman from Hobbit.
Yeah,
He's
but
not the
what I'm saying
greatest
is,
character,
Dude,
but-
oh my god.
Can you go back two slides to the Clark Kent?
I want the figure so bad.
One more. Sorry.
Okay, that's not very good.
One more.
Hang on.
That,
sorry,
I
don't know
could
how to
definitely
use
see
this.
complaints on that one. That was not good.
Bro, because this one. This looks good to y'all.
No,
This looks lifelike.
the other angle looked way better.
I could tell who it's
That's
trying to be,
rough.
but it looks like a fucking cartoon.
I
There's
think
no
it
way.
might be the plastic is
I think it
distorting
You're a
the
little.
eyes.
You said
think
the
it looks
same
like an
thing
early
about
prototype.
Cavill when they first showed him a cartoon. Like you and the cartoons, man.
But I'm saying, look how far the Cavill's come now. He looks.
I also
Or I
don't
look
like
at
this
that's the
fucking
standard.
chunk of fur on Daenerys.
Dude, that-
They also picked her worst outfit. Like I don't
That's what I
understand.
was gonna say.
They could
She
release
wears
it like
this-
this, and it's better than anything we've ever had. Like
That
They're
this.
is
not
correct.
wrong. I have the 3-0
Daenerys,
Daenerys, and it's fucking awful. It's in a box.
Any other season outfit though would have been preferred. Agreed.
I
Well,
think she
yeah.
has the black dress under that cloak, though.
Yeah, because she wears basically the same outfit through the whole season 7 and 8. It's the black one with the chain. But she only wears that when she goes to Winterfell, which is just a few episodes, and then she's back to wearing the black when they take King's Landing. So it's like, why is she in this outfit? Like, she better come with at least that remove that fucking white fur thing and have the.
I kind of feel like they would have showed it to us if they could, but maybe it's just too early.
I think Justin asked about it, and Inart said that they didn't
Also-
have a comment yet, so it might be in the cards.
I
What's
want
that?
the thorn. So
This
anybody
looks
like I
bad.
get it. We're skipping all the Fellowship and going straight to Hobbit, but I fucking love the Hobbit and I love dwarves. So Thorin, I'm happy for. Like
Y'all like
yes,
this?
it
One
could
guy
be
that's happy
Gimli,
for
but
it.
I don't like this at all.
yeah, but this is a trash movie, so we can just move on. So.
The Batman? How dare you?
that
Even
looks
the rooting
amazing.
on this looks.
No way,
I don't
bro.
like it.
That's amazing.
I don't like it at all.
I don't
That's
think
how his
that
greasy ass hair looks.
That almost looks worse than the prototypes they showed us.
Look at that.
I think this one
That
looks
looks
really
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Just with the that
Whoa.
back. Okay, you're
Yeah,
going too
why are you
fast.
going
You're
so
too
fast?
I don't know.
Take
No
that.
one. I
Looks
thought
so
Marco was gonna do
fucking
this.
Go back one more.
That looks.
What?
So
He looks
fucking good.
blind here.
Wow.
Look at his eyes. They're like gray.
They do look a little gray.
They are
Might
pretty
just be the
dark.
lighting. It's
What
the
color
lighting.
are his eyes? Green?
They're not that
Hazel.
color.
Not gray.
It looks like fucking Book of Eli over
You
up in
guys are
this
shitting
bitch.
on my Inart right now. I hate to see it.
You're in, aren't you?
Bro, I fucking love. I don't know why I
That
like
looks-
Inart so much, but I
That
love
looks
him.
so good right there, though.
Yeah,
Like that is
Superman
Henry.
looks
And they
Cavill.
did the silver body, man, and his thighs even look a little bigger.
You saw the swappable boots too, Eddie? So you can give him like the
Yeah,
permanent flying
that's
pose. Yeah, it's pretty
dope,
cool.
man.
Oh, that's fucking cool. I didn't know that they did
cool.
that.
Wait, is that for this version
I heard-
of Superman, or is this for the Christopher Reeves?
Well, I don't know. I know
No,
it
this.
is with the
You
Christopher
can see
Reeves
it
one
right
for
there.
sure, but like that, even this one looks like he's got the flight boots. There. But
Also,
I
did
don't
you
know
hear?
for sure though. I don't know if that's.
I don't know
confirmed.
for sure either, I guess,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Ben, did you hear that they retooled the biceps? So even his biceps don't look as weird anymore. They look more like more anatomy.
I mean,
correct.
I'm in on this Superman because like I don't have a blue and red Superman from the Cavillverse, and I need one, so I'm gonna get him.
So it is great to see them rapidly improving these figures, and so I didn't want to say that they won't, but I'm just seeing more and more start to pile up, and we know what they're working on based on the tease of the video, and it's like as things expand, are they going to have that time to kind
They
of hone in
almost-
and give us the fixes we want?
They almost look like two different ages. Like that looks like I forget his name. You guys keep saying it. It looks like him from the first movie in the super suit, and then it looks like him like in Superman 3 in the
Yeah.
in the Clark Kent look.
I can see it.
Someone said that it looks like the Flash CGI version, and I was like, "Oh
Jesus.
shit, it does."
Kind of does.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Looks like that dude from SNL, that little kid. That
I think we're gonna be
Soft
impressed by
voice.
these guys when we see them. Though. I think we'll be
Jesus.
impressed.
You mean
you know what I'm
Stewie
talking about?
from Mad TV?
Oh, I read
Yeah,
the
there you
comments.
go.
Look what I could do.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I still think that this looks terrible. Like this portrait just looks bad. Like this paintwork just looks waxy.
Also, the
I don't like
outfit
it.
is so bunched up. It looks like not tailored well at all. I feel like we've seen these figures look better before.
That Thorn looks good there, though. And the
Oh, you
Joker
mean
looks
from
good.
there?
Joker's
I feel like
specifically the Batman.
the con displays are not Inart's strong suit. I feel like Hot Toys does really well. And admittedly, Hot Toys has had their problems with prototypes on display, but the Inart stuff, like at Vegas, we're just like, what the fuck is wrong with half these figures? And then some week later, and they were perfect. Vegas. This was a funny thing that in Justin's video, it actually made me
Individual little strands for the.
What the fuck?
Play it
What
again,
timing?
please.
exploded.
What timing?
Play it again.
Individual little strands for the.
That's so good.
That sucks.
Good
timing.
Good shit, Justin.
That was the magnetized base. You hate to see it.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
was,
actually, there was a photo. I don't know if I can find it. Maybe it was this one here of the
Dude, her
Daenerys.
base
It almost
is
looks
cool.
like it almost looks like there's a rod going from the base to the figure because you
it's
know that
100%.
this figure was gonna tumble over. Yeah, I don't know.
So back
Or
to
she's
our
just been
controlling the
pieced together
messaging,
at
though.
this point.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, right? It's still a very early prototype, but to controlling the messaging, some of these totally weren't baked. Maybe they want to get us excited to show us that they're working on a lot of stuff, but I just wish some of these stayed in the oven just a little bit longer and
Did we even
waited till
see-
they're ready.
Did we see Paul Atreides here at all? Because we've seen that figure before, but it seemed like it was nowhere to be seen.
I wonder if they're going back to the drawing board since 2's coming out, and they're like, let's just like give him some more from that movie. I don't know.
There was a
that's
picture of him floating
possibility.
around.
That's a good point, Eddie.
Ben,
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
There
what
was
he's
a
gonna
picture of
have,
him floating
so-
around, but I'm just
Oh, there
trying
was?
to find it for you guys. Yeah.
But from this event or from the
This
Vegas event?
Yeah, the Vegas event for sure had him.
well, the last time we saw Paul was the 21st of June, I believe.
Okay, 160 says he was there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an amazing.
I watched the
man.
video tour that
okay.
that Justin did.
They'll talk about this on Small Talk. I don't really want to talk about it tonight, but the 1/12 scale. I don't want to steal Sean's thunder, but the 1/12 scale
Sean.
in our
I'm
Dark
kidding.
Knight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's what matters most to us this week in collecting.
That's true.
okay.
That's very true.
Yeah, in our 112 Bale Batman, I guess a whole line from this movie makes sense.
It looks like he shit himself.
People fucking.
What?
Waiting to tell his mom that.
You guys are on one today.
His neck is like this. That's how my
Yeah,
neck
it
looks.
looks like he's like. It looks.
Does
like
that mean he
is-
should look like a fucking turtle?
I think your neck looks fine.
Am I not
It could be a
turtly
little
enough for
longer.
the Turtle Club?
At least this will be Inart I can afford, or hopefully.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is.
It's still
I
gonna
mean,
be Canadian expensive. So.
I will say,
That was good, Eddie.
I don't know of a good 12 scale Bale Batman. I see a lot of people wanting to pick this up.
This looks better than the Soap Studios one. I saw them at Stevens, and I wanted to support the line, but they look like absolute ass.
Yeah. The McFarlane one is the proportions are all over the place. It's weird. Most of them come with rubber capes. Even like the Figure Arts ones do come with cloth capes, but they're like really weird material that you end up having to replace with a third party cape anyway. I think
like Hot
this
Toys.
is probably probably the best 12 scale Bale Batman we've ever seen potentially.
I heard
And
people
that's
comparing
the
it to
highest praise I
Mafex,
could give this.
but I don't know anything about the Mafex, so I don't know how
I
good
mean,
that one was.
The Mafex ones are usually pretty good, but immediately everyone always replaces the head sculpt with something
Yeah,
else.
very true.
Yeah.
You know what stinks though? Okay, so let's say you're an early adopter of the Joker. Maybe you got one, maybe you got three, and you're waiting for the companion piece for him, and then they go and do this. Like, is that not kind of insulting to folks that, you know, are kind of in early on? If you want that companion piece, again, we made fun of, not made fun, but we were critical of EXO-6 for doing that. And it's like, are you trying to just drag us along to continue to collect this art for a long time?
You're not wrong, but no one ever said because you're an early adopter, you're going to be rewarded. No one ever
Well, they
said
did
that.
say this was on their phase 1 list as well, though. They said they're going to do a Christian.
Yeah,
Bale
and they
Batman. They never said
immediately
112.
fucking went back on that list, 6 months later?
Yeah, we could throw the list out the window, but this is just such an odd move. If we don't see that Christian Bale sometime in the next few months, I'm going to start getting a little upset. Like, come on, where is that?
But that's coming from a 1/6 collector perspective. Like,
what is Inart established as, though? When did they ever say they were doing 112? Ever?
2 weeks ago.
Only makes it more exciting for 112 collectors. Like, you gotta.
I feel like they have to take advantage of it, though, right?
Yes.
Like, give us a 112 the Bat. Give us a 112 Tumblr. Like,
That-
give us the
yes.
shit that you probably aren't going to do in 6 scale, because there isn't a lot of options out there for 12th scale.
Yeah,
that,
that's
to me,
that's
is
a good point.
where the line could shine.
Give yourself a dingle, Zach.
A dingle dangle?
A dingle.
Little dingle.
How about you come give me a dingle?
Whoa!
What did he say?
That was a good point. There you go. There you go.
I dingled myself.
You know what? If they give us a good Heath Ledger Joker, there is a solid chance I would buy it and put it on my computer desk in front of me, and it would be kind of the figure I just like mess with when I'm streaming. So, just saying.
That was a John
I would
point.
consider it.
If anything, Marco's becoming the enemy. That was a fucking.
Wow, you either die the hero.
How fucking dare you cram Zach? Not in the mood to talk about much tonight. Just zooming through pics. There's like 800 pics. We're gonna be here for 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, it's a 4-hour show, man. People are watching.
Cram.
I don't know why you put the EXO-6 shit in.
Cram
here.
gets a
That was on
minus.
you, dog.
Hey.
I give you that, Cram.
Hey
How
now.
dare you?
There's a lot of Star Trek collectors in this chat. I see you.
You're hurting
all.
my feelings,
Look.
Cram.
I got you covered.
Cram, I demand an
This-
apology right now.
This Bale Batman in 12 scale definitely needs some tooling. But I almost hate to say it, I think it's the best one we've seen. So
Yeah. I'm excited as hell.
I'm also on Marco's side. It's weird that we haven't seen it in 6 scale first, and they've done other shit. But it's kind of also like the shit with Thorn. It's like, why are you doing that instead of Gimli?
It's just odd.
It's
just
like,
odd.
why
How
are you
dare you
doing
do that
this?
instead of Gimli, son of Gloin? How fucking dare
What?
you?
Yeah.
I talked about this on the random stream that I did, but Inart or Queen Studios in general is hitting on all fronts. They just can't keep up with it, and I hope that they keep up with the 1/6 at the very least, because that's the line I'm most invested in. But they came in with statues and they did a hell of a job doing movie pieces that was lacking. And then they come in 1/6 and they do amazing and they make Hot Toys up their game. And then now they're coming in 112 when really you only have Mezco. And then someone else mentioned another company that I wasn't familiar with in 112 that does high-end figures, but I forgot.
Sub-Studios.
But for me, no, there was another one that I forgot what company it was. But anyway,
Ligma Studios.
maybe, I don't know. But for me, Mezco is the 112. Wow, you fucking dickhead. Now I finally got it.
Ligma Ball Studios. I love
Trying
you,
to
Cram. I'm
make
just
a
fucking with
really
you.
fucking crucial point here, and you just fucking.
No, keep going. You're
a
on a
good
roll. I'm
point.
sorry.
But
It's
anyway,
cooking.
like they could be hitting on all fronts, but I don't think that they have the capacity to keep up with it. And I think we're gonna see, like you guys are saying, Marco's upset that we haven't got a Bale in 1/6 yet, and you guys are upset that they're showing Thorin before Gimli and Legolas and some of the other Fellowship.
almost-
And it's like I'm telling you, it's almost Marco. It's almost like calling a Raiders game. I guarantee you, they're not going to be able to keep up with this, and we're going to lose some shit before we get anything.
Here's
So,
what this
It gets
reminds
your
me
hopes
of.
up, and then
yes,
They're just coming for everybody, right?
Yeah.
It's like no one's safe. Mofex, Figuarts, Hot Toys, Sideshow. It's like Eddie at OxCon. He was just fucking shooting everybody. He was just roasting everyone
Everybody.
on Sunday, and he couldn't keep up with it. It got to him, and
Everyone's
eventually
mom.
he got dogged on a little bit.
He came on my
He made like
grandpa.
6 mom jokes in a row, and it was hilarious. But it's just like they're just. I feel like they're just trying to be
Oh,
better
Limb
than
Toys.
everybody,
That's
and it's just
And- I made the comparison before with like electric car companies coming for Tesla. Like, yeah, we're going to be better. But it's like, yeah, but are you? Because you're charging 2 times the price and you're taking twice as long.
Shout out to Amba.
But like Ben said, to Ben's credit, it's like, yeah, but Hot Toys has been doing this for how long? Inart just started.
Yeah.
So as much as I really dislike fucking talking about Inart all the goddamn time,
It's exhausting.
because people get Oh my god, people are very passionate about Inart for some fucking reason.
It's amazing.
Because it cost a small fortune.
Yeah, and I'm willing to, give them the time to get their shit together, because like Zach said, it's like they're so excited to fucking outdo everybody that it's like their biggest enemy is themselves.
Yeah, it's just like focus up. You're so close to greatness. Just continue to focus. Give us the stuff that we kind of have discussed. Go ahead.
It's because Hot Toys was getting stale for a while, and it was getting stale talking about the same old problems with Hot Toys, and it's kind of like,
not wrong.
Inart, that nice little side piece, she walked by with that thick ass, and you're like, oh goddamn,
Wow. Suddenly you got 3 jokers.
You're paying alimony on 3 jokers. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I just need them to focus, and hopefully they find it. Hopefully it's just because they're going to these shows to talk to license holders. They want to show off that they could do diverse range of properties, and so that's all fine and good. And the Michael Jackson we hadn't seen back at this show, so there's things that are kind of popping up and going away. But I just want them to focus and give us the things that we've discussed, and not just go off and start doing 1/12. It's just odd.
I hope that they make a Gandalf in 1/12. He has pants prints.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Draw the Line says, I think after John mentioned how difficult licensing has been, I'm betting they're making whatever they can to get approvals on first. They need revenue to keep coming in. Burtis says, by the way, happy belated birthday. I told you on Facebook, but tell you live, where's my effing Grand Admiral Thrawn? Reveal my Hot Toys. We have the EXO-6 convention stuff as well.
The exhibition.
Do you remember what this character's name was?
How have they not done that yet, Dean?
I don't know.
That's
But
incredible.
If they do, I want royalties.
Hang on, here we go.
Data.
Everyone, silence. No, it's data.
There you go.
They got it.
Let's go. How dare you try to sandbag me, Marco?
Give yourself a dingle.
Yeah, I'm gonna dingle myself tonight. Let's go, Ben. Let's tell me what all these photos are.
Yeah, so I mean, Data's obviously already gone up for pre-order. I think he's even sold out on EXO's website, but it is nice to be able to see him. Because this is the first time we're really getting to see in-hand photos. Dean. He's sitting at the con, which is really cool. I know Nanjin had asked in his private chat the other day to community members if they were okay with there being one detail not as accurate on the con to make it multi-directional, or do they want it to be
the screen?
Like the con that he's sitting at.
I think he said it would be way too expensive to make it accurate.
To make two basically. So he's like, we can do it, but it would be more expensive for the next round. So I don't know. I think if you want a bridge setup, it's worthy of getting the one, even if it's slightly less accurate. But I think the data looks really, really good. If you can go to the next slide, there's that. Worf here. It's weird. So
it's not expensive.
Bro.
It's a Balchinian.
That's a...
I should call her
aggressive, bro.
Jesus. So this is from Picard season 3. Worf was badass in the show. The man, Michael Dorn, is 70 years old. Even in the Klingon makeup, he is starting to show his age a little bit. I thought that the character makeup in the season 3 didn't look totally like Worf, and I think this figure actually captures that look. Like, you clearly have seen the evolution of the character. And this is, I think, from EXO's A team. If they have an A, B, C team, I think like Voyager line, for example, consistently seems to get the C team. This looks like it's done by their A team. So this one's a good figure. I'm excited to see what this looks like in hand. Take a look at the next one there, Zach. Yeah, so we see the Lower Decks animated series that's being helped distributed by Mondo Toys. They have a very like Rick and Morty vibe to me, like in terms of the actual figure itself. But the show is really cool, so if you haven't had a chance to check it out, it is pretty fun. Spock here to the right, obviously, is from the Wrath of Khan film, kind of the bridge uniform that he wears. Yeah, I think this looks really strong. So far, this is, I think, the best likeness of Leonard Nimoy that they've given us, and I think they've given us 2 so far,
also
in total.
Speaking of Leonard Nimoy, have we heard the Leonard Nimoy Bilbo song? Because it's fucking amazing.
I've never heard that song.
I will send it in the chat because it's incredible.
And then Picard from Picard season 3 on the left there. Again, looks pretty good. I think the tailoring on the jacket could get a little tightened up. But otherwise, I think if you liked season 3, it's a good figure to have. The interesting part about Picard season 3 here is that they originally were kind of soliciting photos of both Picard, Worf, and the villain. Her name is Vadic. But Vadic didn't show up at this festival, so they either still have her cooking in the oven, or maybe they've taken her off the table. It's hard to know. And then Nurse Chapel on the right-hand side from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I've only just started watching the first season of the show. Love the show. Awesome. Definitely getting into it. It feels like an alternate universe version of Star Trek to me, though. It doesn't feel totally like the characters that I know, but that's okay. Like, it's still a fun watch. If you go to the next slide there, Zach. We see Neelix from Voyager, and then Worf again. Already gave you my thoughts on Worf. I think the thing with Neelix is that I'm happy that the Voyager line is pretty much coming to an end at this point. I think Neelix actually represents the last of the main kind of cast of bridge characters. And he's not even technically a bridge character, but kind of the main cast that they're doing. I do wish they'd given us a different face sculpt on it, though. I think the open mouth look is a little weird, a little off-putting, but Neelix does kind of look like that most of the time, so it's not the end of the world. I do think it's actually one of the strongest of the Voyager line so far. And then next slide, there's that. So I'm really excited about Geordie LaForge on the left from the Next Generation as well. Obviously,
I would get that, honestly.
Yeah? Okay, so you recognize the character. I loved the character. Reading Rainbow guy, LeVar Burton, or LeVar, I guess is how you'd say it. Awesome actor. Great character in the show.
What did he say?
I call it LeVar. I apologize. LeVar.
What did he say?
You love to see it. Now, this is my favorite look for Geordie as well. In later episodes, and well, not episodes, but later films, they actually give him corrective contact lenses, and I always thought that was kind of lame. The visor's the way to go. That's cool. And if you only even got Data and Geordie to go together, if they're kind of like a best friend group on the Enterprise, I think that would be a cool display just by itself. So I'm really happy about that. And then Odo on the right from Deep Space Nine being shown here as well. It's weird. Every photo we've ever seen of Odo, his face is blurry. So I still don't totally know if it's a good representation of the character or not.
Odo is from Deep Space Nine?
Yep.
I thought he was from Whoville.
Oh my god.
Tell me that does not look like one of the Who's.
Spot on.
A little Who-ish. I mean, he's a changeling, so technically he could end up being a Who if he wanted to be. So, no, cool character at least. And I think the uniform, they nailed the coloration. I think the outfit looks really, really good. I just wish we could get a clearer photo of the face, because every picture is blurry for some reason. Zach, are you still there? Zach, hello? We got Captain Christopher Pike from Strange New Worlds on the left. I think in terms of likeness for the actor, it's really, really strong. And I like the tailoring of the outfit. I do think that they've given the Strange New World team, for whatever reason, quite a bit more love than even Voyager. So once again, that makes no sense to me. It's a good show, but I still don't think it's even better than Voyager. Like, as a Trek fan, Voyager is my favorite of the two. What were you going to say, Dean?
I have a Trek question.
Sure.
The original show pilot, it wasn't Kirk.
Captain
it was
Pike. You're right.
Is this in the same timeline, or did they just retcon Pike into
this is
after
before
the
Kirk.
Next Generation?
This is like in Strange New Worlds is set kind of before Kirk becomes Captain of the Enterprise, and before you get to see Pike kind of his final days. So yeah, it's as I said, it's an interesting concept. It's just a whole other exploration journey that we never got to see.
Will he end up in the Enterprise and then Star Trek starts from there, or is it just like its own?
Like at the end of Strange New Worlds, will that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I could totally see them doing it. It would be a cool way to kick off even another series. I don't know what Kirk that is in current existence that they would pair him with. I think it would have to be like they're going to do a Kirk era show after Strange New Worlds, and it would have to be a new casting, because I do believe Kirk is in the show. I don't know if I've met him yet from what I remember, but he's supposed to be young and not quite the Kirk that we know yet.
Yeah, it's played by Stefan from Vampire Diaries.
Oh yeah. Right, I can't remember I can't remember what that character looks like now, so I don't think I've seen him yet. So, but then we got Krug on the right. Krug is Christopher Lloyd in Klingon makeup, which is really, really cool. He's right out of Star Trek Search for Spock. Which is one of my favorite Star Trek films, honestly. Wrath of Khan gets all the credit, but I always had a really fun time with Search for Spock. And he's a cool, badass character in the film. I will say, like, with the rooted hair look here, like, it's weird to me that the eyebrows are so solid, like plasticky looking, and they have such close proximity to the hair.
Yeah.
It's just a little off-putting, but it does look like Christopher Lloyd in Klingon makeup and hair, honestly.
I was going to say credit where credit is due, because I know that EXO-6 has struggled with likeness before.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you can see Worf and I forget the actor's name, but also Christopher Lloyd through the makeup in the sculpt is high praise. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, I think
So
they
like
nailed it.
I'm not a big Trekkie. I know enough, but the second I saw this, I was like, oh, that's Christopher Lloyd. Like I know that. I couldn't tell you what movie it was in or whatever, but like I know what I'm looking at. That's high praise.
Rob Barnes knows what he's talking about here too. He says, "How many Klingons quote Shakespeare?" Very, very true. Very, very true. Good sir. I do think the hair is going to require some futzing, so I think little beard wax will probably do the trick to keep it tamed. Because otherwise, you can already see those little frays happening there, of course. And then on the next slide, we are looking at Spock from Strange New Worlds. Again, really strong likeness to the actor. Surprisingly strong likeness. This guy just doesn't feel like Spock to me in the show, though. It feels very like a very romanticized version of Spock. It feels to me more like his human side takes over more than his Vulcan side, and to me that just doesn't feel like Spock. So while I'm enjoying the show, and I don't even mind the casting, I like the character for what it is, doesn't totally do it for me. I wouldn't buy the figure. And then we got Saavik, played by Kirstie Alley on the right. She's in her deluxe version, so the regular one version. There's some clarity that was required because I've been asked a couple times from Star Trek collectors. The regular one version comes with the swappable jacket. It's not two figures in the box. So some people were thinking that you were getting two figures. It's not the case. It's a swappable outfit. But still, that came in at $270. So it was still a pretty high cost for this, but she looks really freaking good on display. I will give them credit where credit is due there. She looks really, really good.
Wow.
I think lastly, we've got Captain Shaw on the right-hand side, played by the actor Todd Stashwick. The cool thing about Todd is he's actually a 1/6 scale collector. He's also a big nerd, comic nerd, and stuff like that. And when EXO-6 kind of announced that they were doing this on 6 Scale Mafia's channel, 6 Scale Mafia had Todd Stashwick on for an interview, and we actually got to see Todd's reaction to seeing his own character, which is really, really cool. So it's fun to see that not only is he a cool guy, but also like a collector himself, and he's getting his own figure. That's awesome. I feel like Jeremy Renner needs that same treatment at this point.
Did he say whether or not he like worked with them at all, or they just sculpted him on photos?
He said, he didn't specify, I don't think, not that I can remember exactly, but he seemed surprised by it. It's like he didn't know it was coming. So,
oh wow, that's
yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, and then Ro Laren on the left-hand side there from Star Trek The Next Generation. We actually see Ro Laren as a much older person in Picard Season 3, obviously. Obviously, she's older, I mean, but I'm happy they gave her this version. She has a bit of an odd romance with Picard at one point throughout the seasons that isn't really touched on until Picard Season 3, all those years later, which I think is really interesting. But cool character, definitely a pain in the ass character, but she's fun, and I think the actress... the likeness here is pretty solid. They are saying that they're upgrading the hair, apparently, so the hair looks a little waxy right now. I think that's going to look better, because look how good Todd Stashwick's hair looks on the right. Like, you can see the highlights and everything. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Even the beard looks really good.
Now, she's a Klingon?
No, she's a Bajoran.
Oh.
Yeah, similar brow ridge. I can see where the confusion would be, but yeah, no, she's Bajoran.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is that all the pictures on that one there, Zach?
It is.
Yeah.
Well done, Ben.
Perfect.
Well done. Also, this set of photos was supposed to be way early in the show. That's why I kind of freaked out for a moment. And I was trying to cycle through them to find it, but it's here now. the Mr. Ice by So Toys. A lot of people a bit disappointed by So Toys this week with the Homelander release. We were supposed to have been getting one from 1/6 Corner, but that seems to be in jeopardy. So if we go scorched earth on them in the next few weeks, you'll know why. But we got Arnold, Dean. Look at this. He looks great. Flesh tone looks fantastic. Hands look fantastic. I like the little polar bear slippers. This looks really cool. He's got the ice chair, the ice cigar, which perhaps doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I love everything about this. This one's 178, releasing Q2 2024. Eddie, I think you said this was a day one for you.
Yep, I pre-ordered it from Kit, so this looks amazing, and I never would have thought we got the armored version, so the fact that we're getting this robe version is sick, dude, and the head sculpt, holy shit, Soso's doing good, man. That's a great head sculpt.
I'm with Eddie. The fact that this was made before an armored one, I think we saw an armored one from someone else, which might just be coincidence, or like
Dragon Toys.
Like we always think they talk to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so interesting that it's this version that got made.
It's the easiest version to make, though, I would think, right? Like
right?
That outfit with all the light up, like that's crazy. I can't even imagine the batteries. You'd have to have it USB.
Yeah. But yeah, this is super interesting to see. I wonder if the slippers are plastic or are they actually like fluffy?
I think they're plastic.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they were fluffy.
Either way, I like it.
Eddie, I had a clarification. So you ordered this from 1/6 Kit, you said?
No, I lied. Because once you said that, I remembered Kit didn't have it up yet.
Yeah, he doesn't
so I
normally
ordered
carry
it from
So-So.
I ordered it from KG Hobby. So KG Hobby is my... for third party, I either go with Kit or KG Hobby. Those are my two preferred orders.
Got it. And Eddie, you pointed out to me, which picture is it where they show the suit in the background and So said that they are doing that?
That wasn't me. That's news to me, so I don't know who pointed
if you
that
slide
out. That's
through,
amazing.
if you go back, Zach, one of the pictures they've got a shot of the full-on suit. It's kind of like blurred in the background. And I guess So did say, like, keep an eye out for that version. So this is not the version that I would want necessarily. I think the sculpt looks really nice.
Oh, right there.
Go back. Oh, there you go. That one, and I think the next one as well, over one of his shoulders. There you go. Right back there. So the right-hand side. You can see the suit a little bit there.
That's sick. I did not know that.
Yeah, so the Dragon Toys one, I wasn't super sold on. I love this likeness. If they can take that likeness and...
The only thing with the Dragon Toys that I think will be exclusive to the Dragon Toys is I don't know how many people are going to do his wings.
I don't even remember the wings in the film.
From towards the end of the movie.
When they go up in the rocket. No, isn't it at the beginning? When they're up in the rocket and then he jumps off the rocket and he's like, hope you guys can fly, and then they come down on the surfboards.
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah, it's been a
Dan's
while.
more knowledgeable about this than I am.
Wow, yeah, he is.
But yeah, I feel like...
I like how Ben describes the scene and quotes it directly. And he's like, I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah, what the hell?
Or have you watched it like every night this week?
About 18 minutes in.
We need a...
18 minutes and 43 seconds. He says, I hope you guys can fly.
We need a third party Vivica Fox in her snow suit.
Oh, now you're talking.
Vivica
now you're
Fox,
talking. But,
wow. Alrighty, let's move on. Friendly reminder, if you want the Inart Superman at 1/6 Kit, you can get $10 off your purchase regardless. If you've purchased from Kit before using code CWSM, that expires October 28th, so close to the end of this month, and that'll get you $10 off your Inart Superman. So for today, we've talked a lot lately about when we order, why we order, where we order, how we order, and I realize that we don't often talk about when we cancel, and I know it is definitely a facet in the hobby, and I'm going to start here with the listeners' comments on our Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Joey says, I'd only cancel if it looked hideous as the final product. Don John and Matt said the same things, final product photos. Sam Giss, the one good thing about a long wait time for a pre-order is it really gives you time to reflect. So if I feel by the time they get delayed the first time, you really know the hype is over, and you truly know if you love the character or does it truly belong in your collection. Ark says, I usually don't pre-order unless it's something I feel like I need in my collection. That being said, I'll generally cancel when a figure's head sculpt is total garbage, especially when the sculptor states they were going to improve it. Looking at you, Chevy Chase, Doc Ock. Bretta says, I cancel when my patience runs out. Example, Homelander from So-So Toys. Anthony says, I've only canceled 3 times. The first was due to a company I had never heard of making something I was interested in. I dropped the deposit knowing if I lose it, that I lose it if it doesn't look like the final product. In this case, it was a Michael Jackson figure, and thank God a fellow collector shared some shots because it had a lazy eyes. The other cancellation was Muhammad Ali. I just got sick of waiting and receiving delay after delay. Once I reached 1 year of delays, I had enough and said I will wait to buy it once it's released. The third time was simply wanting to put the funds that were paid on a payment plan and put those towards other pre-orders. Wellington says if he can find the figure cheaper and he can get a deposit back, if he feels buyer remorse, if a company throws out an absolutely horrible final product compared to their prototype, and if I start to doubt whether a figure is ever going to be made because I hear rumors that the company is in financial trouble, for example, 1/6 scale Conan by Chronicle Collectibles or anything recently by Big Chief Studio. Michael Martin says pushbacks. Jesse Washington says I usually cancel when I have multiple things charging at once. Alid says, I cancel if my priorities change. If I've ordered things and then decided to take my collection in a different direction, I'd rather eat the NRD than buy and try to resell something I don't want. John said that long wait times where I might lose interest in a piece. Also, business practice is a major reason to hit a pause/cancel button real quick. For example, reissues when a new and improved piece is released before you got the first purchase. I know Mark Pearson had that problem with the Mando. Dan Lee says, I try not to cancel unless the final product changes considerably worse in appearance than advertised. I also don't cancel if it's from a mom and pop store, which is important because they do get stuck with those figures if you order and cancel. And I've heard some horror stories from some of my friends that own stores. Terry K. Walker, long waits, lost interest, going in a different direction. Lastly, the wife, Fern with all these year-plus long waits and delays. Before I know it, I have 5 different items on pre-orders that just all happen to release within a week, and I have to make a decision to cancel some. And Chris says when an actor makes a statement shared by 50-ish% of the population. And I'm kind of there at the moment. Like, I've had this Miles Morales on pre-order for a bit. Or not pre-order, but like a payment plan. I've paid 2 of the 3 payments, and it's a great figure. I got it for a great price, but I feel like I could get it cheaper used if I get my deposit back. And I just don't really feel like I need it in the collection anymore, especially with the second version coming out. You know, as we get closer to that release, they're going to be flooding the market, I think. And, even though I got it for a bargain, I'm just looking at it and thinking, like, do I really want to spend that last $110 on the last payment plus shipping? I will say, I don't know that I've canceled too much from mom and pops. I think that is definitely a qualifier. If you're canceling, 6-7 figures from a mom and pop, it's very difficult for them to cancel that order with Sideshow. So they're often stuck with that quantity that you ordered. So definitely be careful about that. And then, NRDs do add up. So, if you're eating $30 a pop 6 times a year, that definitely could add up. So, for me, cancellations, though, if my collection's changing 100%, I have a very varied collection. I also don't have a ton of space anymore. So I've had to cancel a few things here and there that sounded great when they were solicited, and then with COVID delays and things hitting at once, had to sort of change directions. But Dean, you've had some figures recently that you regretted picking up, which props to you for not canceling because you ordered those from a smaller retailer. But when have you ever kind of been at that crossroads?
Well, I don't really know if I have per se, because I'm really particular about my pre-orders. I only really ever pre-order if there is no NRD. Because that's a big thing. It's like, why am I going to pay to cancel something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm losing money anyway, so I might as well just get the figure. But yeah, if it's just something that I've completely lost interest in, and especially with all these wait times that we've gotten from all these COVID delays, that by the time something comes down the pipeline, it's like, do I even care about this anymore? So that's kind of really the only time I'll cancel. But again, when I order, it's like something I know in my heart I absolutely need. I think the last thing I pre-ordered in terms of like 6 scale was episode 3 Obi-Wan. Because I knew like I have to have Obi-Wan. I pre-ordered Cody because Cody's my favorite clone. So I was like, I'm getting that. And then I pre-ordered Obi-Wan. And then everything else that has come down the pipeline, it's like, I could like we were talking last night about the Obi-Wan battle damaged Vader. I already have an idealized Vader in my collection. If I don't get that, it's not the end of the world. So like I would never pre-order that. As much as I like do want it, I don't absolutely need it. But something like Chopper, I'll probably end up pre-ordering because I know I want Chopper in my collection, and I would never cancel that pre-order, even if it was like 8 years delayed. It was like, I know I want the Chopper. It's going to come out eventually, right? So I don't really struggle with pre-order or cancellations. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about it. But on like my BBTS, every like 6 weeks, I'll go through my pre-order list because it's free to pre-order on BBTS. And I'm like, do I really want that? Nah, I think I just added it to my my cart because I saw it and I thought it looked cool. But maybe 6 weeks later, I'm like, I don't really want to spend $50 on that. And but like, if there's an NRD, I ain't canceling that shit.
Yeah, they really do lock you in. I like how Dean was like, I'm not the right person to ask, but then went on for 5 minutes. But so,
you know what, dude? Why are you here?
I asked myself that same question. Yeah, that's right. So no, I'm the same, Dean, where I try to be picky with my pre-orders. Maybe sometimes it doesn't sound like it. Gigi definitely doesn't feel that way, but I really try to be selective and only pre-order figures that I'm really going to want to commit to, that I know that I'm going to want to get. Obviously, it's hard to predict the future. You never know what direction your collection's going, or where you're going to be at financially, but really try to lock in only those ones that are necessities in my eyes. But I have canceled a few in the past, especially I think I told this story when I was pretty early into my collecting, and it was the Justice League Superman, it was the Remnant Trooper, and it was the Darth Maul from Solo. 3 figures that ended up being, at a time where things weren't really going up in value, those all kind of went up a fair amount. And so I was like, I picked 3 really bad ones that now I want to go add to the collection, and all of them have come to the collection since. I was lucky to find good deals on all of them, but that really bugged me that, I thought maybe I'm going to downsize the collection and not get those. And since then, I've really tried to be like, if I want a figure and it's really something that I feel like is a necessity, I'll lock in a good price and bring it into the collection eventually. But yeah, so very rarely do I ever cancel. But if I do, it's when there's no NRD. And if I'm ever forking over that NRD, I realize that is a commitment that I'm going to buy the figure. Now, that's a privileged position to be in. You never know, again, where you're going to be in the next few months or when the figure is ready. Your financial situation could have shifted completely. So at that point, I could understand, just eating the NRD and moving on. But for me, I really try not to do it. And again, only pre-order those figures that I'm going to commit to getting.
All great points, buddy. So I've canceled, I think, 3 figures and a vehicle so far in my 6 scale journey. The DeLorean was the first, I think, that I canceled. And there was a couple of reasons. So I mean, quality of what the end product was looking like. Obviously, there were a ton of reviews that there were QC and R&D issues on that thing. People were getting it was breaking immediately. I know I joke about the Canadian conversion, but I know there's a lot of Canadian collectors watching. That Canadian conversion absolutely crushed me on that car. Like, it was going to be so expensive. And I was so worried about spending so much money and then getting it and breaking it that I was like, maybe I just don't even need it at this point. And as soon as I was kind of on that fence, I'd already had it, I think something like 80% paid off. They bumped it, like that's when they decided to kind of hold back and like do another release of them, but there was like a hold window where it was like, sorry, your car that was about to ship has now been delayed a few months.
We got a
So I was able
story
to,
and a boat in
Yeah.
one sentence, and I'm loving it.
so I was able to call Sideshow, which is where I got it from, and because that they pushed the date, they were able to refund my money, and I actually started the payment plan again like a couple months later after I sold my house. So it was like, I still think I'll get it at some point, but I just didn't need it at that particular time. I didn't want Sideshow to kind of hold my money hostage when there was so much other stuff that I was looking at wanting to pay for. Kind of comes to my second point, which was when I started like really getting in the game, I think in the last kind of 2 years, about 6 months ago. I didn't think that I pre-ordered all that much, but when I actually started adding up all the figure costs, it was like close to $4,000. And for me, like that's a lot of money per year in figures. And so I started kind of going through the list of the figures, like, what do I need? What do I just want? And the Green Goblin was one of them on the glider. I wanted that figure. I thought it looked really cool, but I don't think I'm willing to commit to the whole No Way Home, film. That's a investment in itself, and so it was one that I felt like I could kind of walk away from, and that was one that I lost the NRD on. But I ended up still putting those funds towards other figures then that I've ended up looking forward to more. The Peacemaker being one of those. And then I think the only other time that I've canceled is when, which has actually not even happened yet. It's likely going to happen in the next week or so. I ordered the Invincible figure from a company, I won't say where. Wasn't TW though; it was a different company. And like it still hasn't shipped. I haven't got any notifications for like full payment. And this was like months and months and months ago that I ordered this bad boy. And like most collectors seem like they have it in their collection now. So I'm like, clearly the batches have gone out. Like, did my order get lost? Like, I'm not too sure. So I've emailed this company. I haven't heard back yet. So that's going to be one that I ultimately do cancel because I don't think they're ever going to send it. So yeah,
I bet you when you tell them you want to cancel, they will ship it out. They'll miraculously find it and send it.
Yeah, like they haven't even charged me the final amount yet, which is like, yeah. So yeah, either delays, need to save money, allocate those funds elsewhere. Really looking at how much my total cost looks like this year and shaving that down a little bit, and then delays from companies in actually shipping the product you've paid for. So
yeah, for me, I kind of just cancel when I change my mind. I'm really bad at that. Like, I'm getting better at it, and I'm trying to be better about it, especially if I pay, especially if there's an NRD, because I've lost a lot of NRDs. So I try to be like Dean and only pre-order when there's no NRD, or if I like know for a fact that I want it. But even with the fact stuff, like sometimes I change my mind. So I don't love to pre-order, even if it means I'll lose out on something. I kind of rather take that risk than take the risk of losing money. Like, just with, my history and the way it's happened, it's always usually you lose the money. So, that's mostly the reason I cancel. Not really, like, I did cancel recently the, Hot Toys, Pattinson Batman, the Bat Signal, because it was delayed. So that was like a $50 NRD. I got that NRD back. I will do that with Hot Toys if I no longer want the figure. I try to wait till the figure's delayed, and then so that way I can get my NRD back. And I do think the Inart one will be better. I don't know if I want to get a figure from that, because I was more just getting it because I love the way he looks in the suit. And there were scenes in the movie that I love with the suit, but it's definitely something I don't need, so I made the call on that one. But I agree with Zach too. Like, I try not to cancel if it's with a mom and pop shop or like a comic shop or someone that I know. Like, I'll try to go through with those, which is kind of like why I like Sideshow, because I don't really mind canceling from there. And usually, I even hear people get their NRD back if they message them. Like, I know a bunch of people that have done that, and usually they're pretty cool about it.
Oh yeah, they normally are.
And then for other smaller purchases, Big Bad is usually my place to go, because you can order there with no down payment, and like if you change your mind, you're good. Also, like, Hasbro Pulse does that. Entertainment Earth does that. So that's kind of what I do for my smaller scale stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Does Mezco charge an NRD? I don't remember. But I think it's the same thing. If it gets delayed on Mezco, I think you get your NRD back. But I could be wrong there.
Just to clarify, because I know Dina mentioned this as well, there are some things on Big Bad Toy Store that do have an NRD, but a lot of the smaller scale stuff, you can pretty much pre-order that freely. So if you're pre-ordering Hot Toys on there, yeah, it'll you typically have a NRD attached, or even like statues and stuff like that. So definitely just be careful with that. Oh, okay, Ben.
Man, losing your NRD, that just eats you up.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have lost one. Maybe there's one that slipped through the cracks, but I'm thinking back to OxCon when I ordered like $70 worth of barbecue and I didn't finish it, and it still keeps me up at night. So I'm that cheap that that shit eats me up.
I probably could have bought that 3-pack of the Joaquin Joker with the amount of NRDs I've lost. So fuck that.
Ben, when do we want to bring this up?
Just after the chat. I just wanted. There was one other thing that I feel like collectors might want to know about. So.
Okay, let's just do it now.
Okay, cool. I'll make it quick. So this guy from Mondo Toys went up for pre-order today. The reason I wanted to mention it to you guys is just that it is one of the timed editions. So this is Masters of the Universe Beastman, which is a very cool character if you are a big He-Man fan. I definitely think this looks pretty awesome. I haven't had a chance to give a take video on it yet, so I'll probably do a full take video later. But it's only available for the timed edition here from October 3rd at 12 p.m. through to October the 13th at 12 a.m. Central Time. And this bad boy looks pretty awesome. It is coming in at $275 though, which is getting to be aggressively high pricing, I think, for Mondo.
Look how big it is.
But it's huge. It's a lot of plastic. I do like that they've got the soft touch material on there. Quite a few different looks for him as well, which is really cool. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure
it's got
you
the
guys were
turkey
aware
leg,
of this.
baby.
The turkey leg.
Yeah, I've seen people spend crazy money on a fucking churros, though.
Right? That looks
give you my
real
churro
good,
anytime, Dean.
It does? No, I'm kidding.
I think that looks cool. But anyways, yeah, $275 went up for pre-order today if this is in your wheelhouse. I've had a couple collectors message me and show me their Battle Cat and stuff that they got. So like these pieces are going out the door for Mondo.
Can I send you my Battle Cat?
You can't send me your Battle Cat. I will reject it at the door. Yes. Now look at this Battle Cat though. It's huge. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, this guy's almost as big as the Battle Cat. Jeez.
Right?
It's a big figure.
Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to show. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So.
How dare you, Mr. Masashi? You left this show to watch Ahsoka. How fucking... Just kidding. Hope you liked the episode, bud. So we have OxCon to talk about. We were going to talk about it last week, but the show was quite long, and the show's quite long this week, but I feel like we're never going to do it. So we have been planning OxCon 2 literally since the Monday after OxCon 1. In fact, OxCon 3, we're already planning it, thinking, whether or not we're going to try a different city, keep in San Antonio, the weather type dates that people are considering. So there's a lot of people that have wanted to come to the next one. So just know that it is actively being planned, and hopefully by the holiday we'll be able to announce that. So, but OxCon 2 was fantastic. I think we started off pretty strong on Thursday. We rented a theater at one of our nicer movie theaters in town. We got to see the Harmy Despecialized Empire Strikes Back, and for the first hour I was super nervous that the Blu-ray was going to skip or like some weird thing was going to happen, and I had asked Dean to bring his copy, and I don't think he had it, or if he did, he didn't mention it. So the whole first okay, good. The whole first 30 minutes, I was like, please,
it's still
God.
in my truck. I never took it out.
Everyone's going to yell at me if this thing skips. And I had watched it twice earlier in the day just to make sure that it, would play through. But it worked out great. We had little goodie bags for everyone. I passed out for the people that had the Ahsoka map to Peridia from Ahsoka for the TV show. I think I made like 10 of those and was able to pass some of those out to some of our fellow collectors. And we had a goodie bag full of different stickers from like Chuck and Small Talk, and we had special OxCon stickers made that are like you had to be there stickers. So, yeah, it ended up being a really, really fun time. And, you know, it was some people that we had seen last year, some people that we had seen the year before, and then some new people. So it was a nice melting pot of all kinds of different friends and family and whatnot. Ben, this was Bucky's night. Or go ahead,
Can I
Marco.
just comment on the theater really quickly? It was such a Texas-ass theater. It had a bowling alley in it. I think the bathroom you had to walk a mile to get from our theater.
It looked like a casino.
It was massive. It was a cool way to start off the whole OxCon. And I will say that was a really great experience getting to see Empire Strikes Back in the theater. I don't believe that I have ever seen it in a big format like that. So pretty incredible.
It was really cool.
Also,
their chocolate nuts were overpriced, I will say. It was I worked it out to be about $1.95 a nut. Not good pricing.
Wow. Jesus. Wow. I was gonna say it was cool to be able to talk during the movie, which I know most people would say sucks. Like you don't like people that talks, but it was actually funny and it was.
Oh yeah. Before the movie, I was like, just so everyone knows, like, please talk. Like, we rented this whole theater. Like, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. I was throwing popcorn at Dean for most of the movie, and it was a lovely experience.
Were you really?
Not one shot hit.
I hit you a few times, but you didn't even turn
He was
around.
taking a nap and
I
wondering
didn't
why that
feel
popcorn was in his ear.
Bro, I didn't take a nap. I had a date.
Alvin
When
J.
you
Oh, I
got
might have
home.
hit her on
She took
accident.
a nap.
Alvin J. says, Jesus, $5 super chat. I love that you guys are doing this amazing for the community. Yeah, it was neat. It was certainly neat. There was been this meme for the past like month on our channel with Bucky's, and we had to take Ben to Bucky's, and in fact we planned most of an evening around it. And it
Bro,
was,
why do I look fucking busted in all of these photos? Like I've been drinking the whole. I was sober, guys. I want everybody to know that.
That's not true. But
It's because we were
not
all
the
melting.
heat,
It
man.
was so hot. Yeah.
So fucking hot.
It melted.
Yeah, Danny actually had hair before he stepped off the plane.
Oh yeah.
But Bucky's was fantastic. We got to show everyone the bathrooms, and we
Zach
got to show.
personally walked me all the way to the bathroom just to show
Yeah.
me. I was like,
I asked him
didn't
if I
know he
could
was
hold it
taking me,
while he
but
went to the restroom. He said no.
I said no.
But that was a really fun thing. There's so many amazing photos that we took. Like this is a small sliver of what we photos we had taken. We went out to Ojos Locos, which was something the guys wanted to do last year. That if you attend OxCon, there's like half the things get pushed to the next year. So if you're coming, next year and you're like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, it's probably gonna be the next year that happens, because there's a lot of things that like Mike wanted to do karaoke that is like a priority for next year because we didn't get to it this year. So
Damn.
you
guys were able to get Knock Calvin in there. You love to see that.
we thought it was wait, that is Calvin. What are you talking
Both.
about?
It's both Calvin
In
and
the back.
not Calvin.
Oh man, not Calvin and not Calvin.
I will say
This
though,
is-
Ojos
that's
Locos,
Calvin and
the reason-
Hobbs.
Well, the reason we didn't go last year though is because Dean was like, that place is horrendous. I would never be caught dead there. It was great.
Dean said that about
And-
most of the venues.
Yeah, and I will say though, I think the issue he had was that it was all Mexican people there. So I think that's just telling of where Dean stands. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it's in the news constantly, so how dare you?
What is
As
the
a
Jewish
top-rated
version of
place.
Ojos Locos, Dean?
Wow. Yarmulkes Locos.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oy vey, dude.
Oh man, yapping yarmulkes or something like that. Anyways, the Riverwalk. Marco took us on a fucking trek through the city, and
Almost killed half
kept
the group.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm gonna keep going further. I'm gonna keep going further, and I was like, bro, this going the wrong way, and it was fucked up because we didn't find the bar that we wanted to drink at until on the way back when we were pretty much already heading back to the cars. Mike may have almost died during this, Ben, I think as well.
I almost died.
Fern almost died also. It was,
I had hair gel in when we started this walk, and there was absolutely none left by the time the walk ended. I had to comb it over. It was
wasn't on
getting
your
so
hair, that's
gross.
for sure.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was. There's a picture at the Alamo.
Zach, you actually champed through it better than I thought. Just because, like,
what the fuck is that supposed to
I
mean?
didn't think you'd want to do the
Wow.
walk, and then you were like trucking. I was having a hard time.
I'm a fucking
keeping up with
natural
you.
leader. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
You see that picture of me
Guys
at the
have to
Alamo?
see it.
Someone pulled that picture. Someone pulled the picture of me at the Alamo leading people to the promised land. Dean, pull that up, please. Yeah, this was us at the Alamo. Shout out to Paul Schreiber. Paul not only paid for the movie night, he also paid for this photo, this highway robbery. These motherfuckers wanted $30 for this photo. and we were like, can we just take a picture of the photo? And Paul's like, stop, I will literally just buy it. And so Paul was nice enough to pay for the photo, and it's a beautiful memory that I think taking the photo was more exciting than the inside of the Alamo, but it is hallowed ground, so everyone there was super respectful, and it was a really nice thing to experience. Let's see here. We have the barbecue at my house, which was super fun. Certainly way more people than I think typically might be able to be in that place at once, but we fucking did it. My poor bench. I had this beautiful antique wooden bench, and Fern fucking destroyed it. Yeah, that was.
Who's behind Spotchka?
Let's see. Where's Spotchka? The Fern in the back.
Oh, Fern. I was like,
he got Mike Wazowski.
You hate to see it.
Look at Dean in the back there. This is we went shooting in the morning. We were supposed to go shooting with a lot more of you guys, but you guys had to do some legal documents for something that shall not shall not be said. So this was just a few of us went shooting, which actually ended up being a pretty nice little group because it is a dangerous activity, and Dean and I had to kind of like keep an eye on making sure we all didn't do anything stupid. So it was a great time, and Juan and his wife, they've been fans of the show for years, so it was cool for them to be able to come out and like do something really like cool with us, like because the barbecue, I felt bad because we were kind of getting pulled in many different directions, and it was nice to be able to just chat with them and kind of show them a different hobby of ours that they also wanted to get into. So
Philip the Fool was with us here. I don't know where he is in this
yeah
picture.
I don't yeah sorry Philip, I didn't mean to crop you off,
I sent you the pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Here we go. Now this is modern art right here. I am auctioning this off. We're all gonna sign it at some point, and I'm gonna auction it off for myself.
The meme I saw, Marco showed it to me the other day, that Eric made about this was the funniest shit I have ever seen.
Wait, which one?
Remember?
The one that's the remember one is funny, no, but the one where his Fern's face over Kevin James.
Dude, can you send that? And then this is the most badass photo. Leader of men, bro. I'm leading you guys to the promised land, to the Pants Prince Tower. This was the coolest photo I've ever been taken.
Look at this motherfucker in front of me here.
Look at that fucking guy. Dude, Moose is genuinely one of the coolest people I have ever met. He's fucking hilarious.
He was awesome.
Going into it, we kind of have either met or have like really talked to a lot of these people, and I talk to Moose every once in a while before this, but he was kind of the one that I was like, I hope that he he kind of fits in with the group. I hadn't realized that he was already pretty well established, and he's like a fucking social butterfly. He was just the belle of the ball, right? He was one of the nicest people I've ever met. I was so excited to meet him, and when we left at the we went to a club, if you will.
This is the one I perfected.
When we went to the club, I gave him a big hug, and I was like, you gotta, I want to see you next year. So Moose, that's an order, my friend. This is Fern after he broke the chair. And then they don't know I broke the bench at OxCon.
Because he posted that one with no text, and I was like, you gotta add the text. So.
And the best part about it, I don't know if I could find it, or I don't even know if we're gonna share it, but I have 2 cameras in my backyard, and it captured the moment like perfectly.
He says show the video.
Bro, we have to watch the video. You sent it to me.
He did say show the video.
Yeah.
You should send that in. Do they still do America's Funniest Home Videos?
Hang on, let me see if I can find
somewhere
the video.
somewhere they do.
Keep this going. Keep this going for a second.
I have it.
Oh, okay.
That would be amazing.
Is it in our chat, Dean?
Forward.
I will say that Fern did say that everybody that knows him laughed the hardest, and all the people that were first meeting him were the nicest and asking him asking him if he needed help. Zach ran out and was like, what the fuck, man?
Well, okay, because I I heard like it happen, and I was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing in my backyard?" And the bench was broken. I was so fucking pissed.
That's where I paint my fucking models.
Yeah, exactly. This is here while Dean's pulling that up. This is
I sent it to you.
This is the Ojos Locos night. Look at Moose. What a handsome guy. Also, our
Jesus, man,
waitress was super nice, super pretty. We got her Instagram. She is big fan of the show now.
My hand is still
that one's not
permanently stuck in Jumbo position.
I know. I think I got like fucking
Jumbo hand.
Almost I had carpal tunnel from all the.
Dude, I almost came back like I came from Massachusetts, man. I was like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
motherfucker.
You almost got stuck.
Let's see here.
I do have to say, Ben was such a trooper. Ben has a intolerance, and so he's not able to.
He
eat
hates
everything
Mexicans.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
Yeah, he's got a
Ben
racial
wasn't able
intolerance.
Ben wasn't able to eat shit all weekend, and the fact that he wasn't a grumpy, like if I was in your shoes, I would.
I was a little grumpy, but I was grumpy by the time we got to our final breakfast together, and I was like, "Oh man, that looks so good." These guys were eating like these I want to call them crepe waffles, but I don't know what the fuck they were called, but they looked really
tortillas.
good. Definitely not pitas.
Bro,
Definitely not.
What else did he say?
I can't eat
He
gluten,
said pita,
so I couldn't
and he
eat
said
everything.
something else that was fucking hilarious, dude.
Oh my god!
All right, so
Just say shit.
So look at this.
I love that you have it on video.
So there was a fire pit with it was like a smoldering fire at this point.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
And then
he was so excited about his dinner too. I feel
the
bad.
best part is if you look in very closely. I don't know if I could zoom in here. His hot dog fell and my dog ate it off the ground. So look at the hot dog. You can kind of see it right there. And my dog immediately walks up and jacks the hot dog.
Oh, take that.
Don't mind if I do.
And then here's my reaction.
Did he break it? Who the fuck? What are you, blind? Zach is like, Marco, can you leave him the fuck alone and come help me?
Well, we were trying to grab chairs, and he fucking broke 3 chairs with that fucking the bench.
To be fair, I don't know what the fuck Fern was thinking with this bench. Cuervo could have sat on that bench and it was going down.
A hard wind could have broke that bench. He barely even sat down.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, he really did barely sit on it. It was already breaking.
It was breaking. Yeah, it was toast. Any of us would have broken it.
Oh man, what a legendary moment.
By the way, your swing set is legit. By the way, that thing is like super legit.
Oh,
it looked like the one on my schoolyard playground.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying not to laugh at him, and I was looking over, and there were some other people. I won't name names, but some people were like holding it in so hard that I couldn't help but start laughing, dude.
Bro,
it's funny if you're not hurt. It sucks if you're
your
hurt,
fucking
you know?
ass, bro. Oh man.
I will say, as a big guy, Fern should have known. I looked at that. I've been to Zach's house, I don't know, a fucking 12 dozen times, and I've looked at it. I'm like, I'm not risking it. I'm not sitting in that thing.
In fact, whenever Dean comes over, I have like chairs that I give just for like I have them on.
He had his
standby.
spot picked out. Everybody kept coming up to Dean like he was the Godfather sitting in the chair.
We were sitting at Rudy's. What was that, the second night? I don't remember. And that bench, a big bench, had like 3 of us on there, and I was like, this is not good. This is going down. We got to get the hell out of here.
Wait, yeah.
Because it was warping in. I was like,
also at the hookah place, we were all sitting. I'm like, God damn, this bench.
Oh yeah,
this bench is moving a little bit too much, bro. This is basically what happened to Fern.
Individual little strands for the.
That's actually exactly what happened. But he was a good sport. Everyone was a good sport. I know there were some things that worked really well. There were some things that didn't work so well. We captured most of the moments in 3 vlog videos that are on our YouTube channel. They're about 3 minutes long. They don't take long to watch, but
the charades videos on there, right?
I think I may have captured part of it. If not, I can send you those videos. I do have a few of them.
I love
but
the charades.
I don't want to. I don't want to embarrass anyone. So
you could embarrass the shit out of me. I don't care.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I know the Sunday. I just didn't want to. We didn't get to film as much on Sunday, and it was more just a hangout day. So we did a short stream, and I was like, I'm not gonna really film a lot of this, but some really really cool things happened. Marco and Ben got knighted. So did Wah, in front of everybody, and it was just a cool thing, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year. I've talked to Pete and a little bit to Badfish, but we may be doing some satellite OxCons either this year or early next year in Canada and England. Just to kind of be able to less formal, right? Get together, have a meal, get together at a pub, have a beer, and then go separate ways. But if you guys are in those areas, we'll let you know when that happens.
So that's very vague. But
yeah, it'll be I think like where Badfish is centralized, so Toronto area. I'm not sure if that's...
you don't want to go there. Come out
okay,
west.
well,
yeah.
Apparently we don't want to go there.
Toronto's too expensive, bro.
No.
Well, for a meal,
you're gonna go to Toronto. You might as well stay in the States.
Look, I'm just fucking saying what the fuck. Well, it's also where Jay and Chris are located.
I do like those guys. Yeah. But
yeah. Alvin says, what locations are you guys looking into next year? I think the front runners are Austin and then doing it in San Antonio, but probably leaning towards Austin, perhaps to attract a bigger crowd. So we shall see. El Profesor says, come out to Cali. All see, the thing with Cali though is everyone already goes out there all the time anyways, so it's not like you guys have SDCC.
There's a bit of a debacle with north or south, because the north guys want to do it in the north and the south guys are like, why?
I'm cool doing it in the south, man.
I do want to go to Cali on my own though, but I don't know that we would do like a full... I would say if we do an OxCon, it's going to be in Texas, like full stop.
Yeah, but
it's more centralized for everybody.
Yeah,
there we go. It'd be cool to get you guys out to Cali for sure.
I do. I mean, last year I was planning on visiting Marco, or this year, but with everything that's happened, it's probably gone out the window a bit. But I do want to, to visit you guys. And I was actually supposed to go to Philly this year too, but again with all the things that happened, it's not happening. Moose says, thanks for the love. Miss you all. I had so much fun. Sorry to play catch up. I'm coming next OxCon. I might even go into the VIP room.
Whoa!
Dude, I'm getting Moose.
Tell him about OxCon and the Ox fodder.
Oh, that was so embarrassing. I don't want to say it live because I didn't get permission from everybody, but holy fuck, Moose, that was so embarrassing for me. Oh, what a legend. What a legend. Anyways, Dungeons & Dragons, we're running super long.
I will just say one last thing. I will be running for San Antonio City Council to make some amendments to a few of the laws that they've got in place. A few antiquated beliefs, so... Next year, we'll see what's it.
This is true.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about. So Dungeons & Dragons, charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a long-lost relic, but their charming adventure goes dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. I thought this movie was fantastic. I haven't seen any of the other D&D films from like the 90s that people told us to watch. I play D&D. It's one of my favorite games. I watched like Critical Role animation and then also their podcast. And we've been playing for about 2.5 years already. So I am a huge fan of the property. As someone that is a player, I think there's a lot of things that you'll notice that are really exciting. Even just as someone that has no clue, I think you can still appreciate a lot of what you see in the film, even though you may not know its greater context. Chris Pine is one of I think he's super underrated. I fucking love Chris Pine. Michelle Rodriguez, her fucking character is incredible. The blonde girl, I don't remember her name in the film, but the druid, she is awesome. Justice Smith, never really liked him in Jurassic World, any of those movies, but he is an amazing young warlock in this film. The Red Witches of Thay, fantastic. Seeing like the gelatinous cube and the displacer beasts on screen, amazing. There's so much cool stuff in this film. I wish there was a little bit more dragons, but man, this movie as a D&D player was fucking incredible. And I don't know that this is a film that I think necessarily needs a sequel, but I love the cast so much that if we got a sequel, I would not complain. This movie's super fun. Definitely, definitely go and watch it if you haven't. It's a fun film and one of my favorites of this past year.
Yeah, this movie was definitely a pleasant surprise. I thought very little of it, not because I don't like D&D. I obviously love D&D, but it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. Kind of like honestly, it's an odd cast. Chris Pine, hell yeah. Michelle Rodriguez for sure. Everybody else, I was like, I get, like, I kind of know who they are, but like, not really. The only reason why I know Justice, or what's his name?
Justice Smith.
Justice Smith was because he was in the Pokemon movie. But
Hugh Grant, man.
Well, I was gonna say Hugh Grant is like an actual like. Well, I guess Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez are A-listers too, but like they're kind of odd ducks in this group of people. So like I went in with like no expectations. Like, this is gonna be fucking weird. Completely took me by surprise. This movie is so fun to watch, start to finish. Even the slow parts of the movie are really enjoyable because of the comedy, and it's not like forced comedy that kind of like Marvel turned into like these like one-liners that are just kind of like, okay, I get it. Can we get on with the movie? This was like a genuine comedy.
That's funny that you say that. I'll talk about it when I speak, but it reminded me of a certain Marvel film.
Oh, okay. And the kind of dark turn it takes when Chris Pine's character gets to divulging, because everybody's kind of like, well, dude, like, what's your fucking deal? Like, why are you so fucking positive all the time? And then he's like, because I fucking have to be. And he tells this whole thing, and you're just like, oh shit. Because the first part of the movie, he brushes over it, but like he does not go into detail. And so you think one thing, and then when he finally divulges what actually happened, you're just like, God damn, that's tough. That's dark. And yeah, you kind of see what drives him as a character and kind of like makes you appreciate him a little bit more. And yeah, just a fun movie. I can't say enough good things about it. I only because, like I said, I went in with such low expectations that it blew me away that I enjoyed it so much. So definitely watch this movie if you haven't.
This is one that I had been excited to watch for a while. Last Comic-Con, they were hyping it up. They had like a big push to market this, and I was like, I think that they realize they've got something going on here. I don't recall if it was a critical success or was a hit at the box office. I think it fell a bit short, but overall I think it's like a really fun film. It reminds me of Thor Ragnarok in its kind of high fantasy, but it's kind of a little bit cheeky. It's just kind of a breezy film. So that's what it kind of reminded me of overall. I don't really have a background in Dungeons and Dragons, so don't really pick up on all the Easter eggs, but even then it works really well. I will say there's a twist that happens like kind of early or maybe partway through the film that you can see coming a mile away. But even then, like, it's just such a fun, breezy time with a lot of heart that, yeah, it just never took me out of it. So overall, really happy with watching this. I would watch a sequel. Yeah, the cast was terrific as well. So not a lot of negatives to say about this. I will say if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it.
Chris Pine was definitely my favorite part. I am not a D&D player. And so I kind of listened to the community of folks who love D&D, who loved this film, and were like, you gotta watch it. Kind of like everything the guys are saying above. Like, and I got my snack and I got my devil's lettuce and I was all amped to watch it. And like,
Salted
honestly, they were chocolate nuts.
Mm.
But they were nuts. I didn't love it, to be honest. I didn't think it was a bad movie by any stretch, but I think if I had so many more of those like Easter egg references to rely on from D&D itself, I think I could have loved it, because I could see that like the meat was on the bone. I was just kind of missing the references. I just didn't totally get why it was so good for the people who love D&D, I guess. But all that being said, I've seen some pretty bad movies that have confusing plot lines, bad acting, and all of that. And that wasn't this film. I thought the acting was actually pretty strong. I liked all of the characters. I liked when the kid was learning his magical powers. I thought that was funny. I liked when Chris Pine came into that one scene where he's like playing his, I don't know, is it a lute that he's playing?
I think so, yeah.
Awesome. I would consider the 3-0 figure just because I think it's a good likeness of Chris Pine, and he was my favorite part of the film. I even liked the hero character. I can't remember what his name is now. The guy with the big sword here in the picture, but he was kind of funny and charming, and like I liked where his character arc was. So overall, I thought it was funny. It did have some good moments. In the graveyard scene, for example, was one of the scenes you see in the trailer. I thought that was really fun. But overall, I don't think I would watch it again now that I've seen it. I would potentially watch the sequel, though. If they come out with another movie, I would watch it. And I would potentially revisit this to kind of get myself primed up for the second one. But I think I would want to almost play some rounds of D&D with you guys to kind of figure out what some of those Easter eggs were.
Ben, to appreciate the movie, all you got to do is watch like 8 seasons of the cartoon, and then you'll be good. Then you'll love it.
Yes, yeah, there. It was better than the Warcraft movie that came out a few years ago. It was definitely better than that.
Wow. Hey, whoa, take it easy, man.
I didn't like that film.
That wasn't a good movie, but I liked it.
Fair.
I thought being high makes you enjoy everything better.
That's why I shared that critical detail.
Sometimes it makes you think about things too much, and then you can't enjoy it. Like
I'm
you can't
high all the time, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Wow.
Sorry, before you go, Eddie, Cram,
big rib.
I liked Chris Pine in Star Trek 2009 when I saw it, but I understand the critical feels about that film.
Look at this guy.
But I still liked it in 2009 when I saw it.
Keep up the great work you guys do for the community. Big Rib,
it's not easy.
Fucking angel.
It's not easy, Big Rib, but I'm here.
Thanks, Big Rib.
You know, I do what I can.
Is this Eddie's burner account? Small Rib.
I was obviously joking. I really enjoyed this movie. When I saw the trailers for it, when it was like before it had released in theaters, I really wanted to check it out just because I think Chris Pine and Hugh Grant drew me to it. Like, because I love Chris Pine and I love Hugh Grant. Like, one of my favorite actors. I love most of his movies. I really want a figure of Hugh Grant, so I'm hoping they get to him in the 3-0 line. I'd get it just because it's Hugh Grant, even though his character is by no means the best in this movie. But yeah, I think I tried to watch it a couple times. I didn't get to watch it until it was on streaming. But me and Adriana put it on and it kind of weren't paying attention and it kind of just kept going and I wasn't enjoying it at the time. But then I don't remember, the next day, a couple days later, I put it on again and I was like fully focused and then I really enjoyed it. It's really funny. And then you end up like finding love for the characters and then like overall it's a good story arc for all of the characters, really. They all have a good story arc. It's very heartwarming in the end. So yeah, I ended up enjoying it a lot. And I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons. I know some stuff, but mostly from picking it up throughout, like collecting and stuff, like the gelatinous cube. I knew what that was, and I thought that was awesome. Some of the characters in the arena, I think I had seen before in some collectible fashion. The dragon stuff, obviously, but I thought it was really funny and really enjoyable, and I would definitely watch if they made a second one. So I'd say give it another chance, Ben. Maybe like, I don't know, when you're not doing it one day and you have some time to kill, like give it another shot, man.
There are some movies like this where I almost there's some movies like this where I almost wish I could watch with you guys. You know what I mean? Because I think
that would be a great watch together.
It would have been a fun one. But yeah, just not understanding some of the references. It was like, I'm sure that would be cooler if I knew what the hell was going on. The effects though, the special effects were pretty solid in this film, I will say.
The surprise cameo by a certain actor was like, oh shit, that was fun.
Eddie, you were saying you love Hugh Grant. What are your favorite Hugh Grant films? And have you seen
number
Music and
one
Lyrics?
film? I've mentioned this film before. Oh, I love Music and Lyrics. Did you say don't say Music and Lyrics?
No, I said have you seen it? By the way,
I love, dude. Well. I had the Pop Goes My Heart on my iPad when I had an iPad or iPod. Dude, I love that movie. But number 1 is The Gentleman. I love that movie. Hugh Grant's in it. He's got a great character in it. But I mean, you got 2 Weeks Notice, music and lyrics. Man, I'm gonna blank on all the really great.
Zach's so over
movies,
this conversation. He's like, "Why the fuck are we talking about Hugh Grant?"
I don't know what the fuck
amazing,
y'all are
man.
talking about.
He does mostly rom-coms, so I will say that. But I grew up with a single mom. I watched a lot of rom-coms in my life.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Love Actually, Four Weddings and a
Love
Funeral.
Actually.
Love Actually is pretty fucking good.
Notting
is that the one
Hill.
with Steve Carell?
Notting
Love
Hill,
Actually?
dude. How did I forget
Paddington
Notting
2.
Hill?
Paddington Bear.
I haven't seen Paddington.
About a Boy.
I like Silent Hill
Boy.
more than Notting
He's in
Hill,
Wonka.
personally.
Focus. Our movie of the week for next week is The Conjuring. We're starting our spooky movie series for October. We have Mandy with the following pick, Hereditary, the pick after, and then Renfield as our final scary movie with Fantastic Mr. Fox, our first film in November. So if you guys want to watch ahead, if you guys want to watch ahead.
So The Conjuring is for next week.
That is correct. Conjuring for next week.
It's so nice that you're doing this now. Like I can plan ahead because sometimes it's hard to do week by week, but I like to binge a few of them if I can.
I actually rewatched Hereditary, and I fucking completely missed what happened in the last scene, and it made no sense to me for years. I couldn't understand why people liked the film.
So you guys are paying for my anxiety meds this month, yeah?
Oh gosh.
Is that how
yeah,
this
I'm gonna
is
need
working
to.
out?
I'm gonna need some of
double
my own.
dose.
After
Well,
rewatching
Renfield
this.
is a comedy and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Horror comedy.
And honestly, Mandy is just a psychological thriller. It's not actually
Even
scary.
worse. What the fuck?
Oh, it's
Even
gonna
worse.
fucking put you on edge. Actually, now that I say
Wow.
that. Yeah, it's gonna make you fucking like. It's fucking.
Have you guys seen the
weird.
Megan movie? Is it Megan? The
Megan?
AI
Oh
robot?
yeah, Megan's pretty good. Actually,
Was it good? Yeah,
I heard it's
watch that
awesome.
tonight.
Everyone
okay,
seemed
cool.
to fucking love that movie. I
Yeah,
thought people
I've
were
seen
gonna hate it, and then like everyone loved it, like unanimously. I was like, wow, okay.
pretty
I want
fun.
to check it out.
Wow. So $10 off your Inart Superman purchase
Zach
on
is such
1/6
a
kit
dingo.
using code CWSM. Expires October 28th.
Oh, Zach.
How dare you?
If looks could
let's-
kill, you'd be a pacifist.
How dare you?
Jesus.
How dare you?
Only really in the past 10 years. Anything before that, you kill a lot.
I was a good looking cat. I was a good looking cat.
Snack and a half.
My dick was huge.
It's a
back
whole
then.
damn fridge, dude.
For real, I saw a photo. I was like, whose fucking monster cock is this?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Anyways,
I want to make so many racist jokes. I'll let
Wow.
you.
holy shit. You gonna say anteater?
Give a quick shout out to the Patreonies. Shout out Ian CV, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, here's Kevin, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerino, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Giss, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Ol' Fern, Caesar, Mara Quinn, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Ezracina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukothri, Wa, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Aurelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Dalmadal, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
Kevin's such a smart boy. He
What a
always
bunch
knows.
of angels.
He always knows that.
What a bunch of angels. So our September, October Patreon benefits, we have the 3000 sticker and the CW Halloween sticker. These are, what is happening with Marco? We are printing these on like little peelable sticker things, so they should be a little bit different than our normal stickers, but they will be the same quality. We did a Starfield background for the 3000 sticker and an orange Halloween background for the CW Ox sticker. It's just a plain orange background.
Is that Ox? Is that like two in the pink, one in the back, or it's
How
CW?
dare you?
I see
How
it now.
dare you?
I see it
Ben.
now. Philosexual.
The bowling ball grip. Did you get that from waiting?
You fucking guy. Patreon starts at $5 for the digital tier, $7.50 for the sticker sent straight to your door and access to the Ox After Dark replay. Also the Patreon chat. Certified Crispy, $15 gets you figure fix assistance and the Certified Crispy certificate. $25 gets you doubles of all the stickers we send and a Pog Deluxe set. Looking at our channel members, I haven't updated this, so Spotchka is also a channel member, but we have Absolute Irwin, Alva J, Andre, Andres IB, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Blurred Dad Life, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, Cram, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Dante's Boneyard, Eclectic Collector, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Gotham Cenobites, Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justin Sports Cards, KJ Smith, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Money Mendez, Mr. Mom's Collectibles, Knight, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 1/6 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Phil DeFool, S Beam, Sam Gist, Slifer, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sonny Velrust, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Cartel, and Zeke. We appreciate you guys. I'll try to have this list updated for next week, but I appreciate everyone that supports us on Patreon or on YouTube. It does go, it goes to a good cause, and we do. What the hell happened? We do try to invest that back in the show as often as we can. YouTube membership starts at 99 cents for Patreon members and $2.99 for the Peanut Gallery. You get the loyalty badges, chat emojis, and weekly member shoutouts. We also have TeePublic if you want to support us. Just put up a few designs this week. So we got the Nuck If You're Bruck. We also have the some D&D stuff that I need to put up. Basically, if there's any design that you see a sticker of that you want a t-shirt of, let me know and I will make it happen. Taking a look at the network, we have Question of the Week on Sundays, live unboxing on Mondays. Believe it's OFAC this week. I know they're kind of a bit mixed up, but believe it should be OFAC this week. CW Live's what you're listening to. Small Talk next Thursday, After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. Live and Let Dice we just recorded on Sunday. And Oxpedia and Bricks and Brews coming soon, so stay tuned for all that. They just updated LSPDFR this morning, so gotta get the game working again. So it'll take a few days to figure all that stuff out for all the mods to catch back up. But yeah, do you guys have any shout-outs you want to give? Fern, it's his birthday, so happy birthday again, Fern. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Fern.
And to good old Spotchka. His birthday is today as well.
Oh, it is. I feel so bad. Happy birthday, good old Spotchka.
Happy birthday, Spotchka, Fern. It was awesome seeing you guys at OxCon.
It was.
Miss you boys.
Yeah, it was.
I still haven't washed the last shirt I hugged Dean in.
Wow. I would. I was very sweaty. Yeah, it was crazy meeting Fern in person because we've been friends with him for like
years.
Like before the podcast, before a lot of stuff. Like, it was wild. So it was very, very cool to meet Fern. He arrived super late, though. Not his fault. His fucking plane was like on the tarmac for like 50 minutes. He was like, yo, it landed. And then I was like, when are you getting off this plane? And he was like, I don't know. And took forever, but we made it into the movie. We only missed like the first like 5 minutes. So, but it was a good time. Shout out everybody else.
Yeah.
Typical.
What does that mean?
Anyways, anyone else have any shout-outs they want to give?
Typical because of me or typical because of Fern? What does that mean?
I've got some cold chocolate almonds in the fridge calling my name.
Did you get your Dairy Queen that you were so urgent?
I did. I got just in time.
I've been
like
wondering all
literally
week.
within minutes. So yes, it was good. And then I got buy one get one free. And then I ended up smoking one, and then I ate both, and then I felt horrible at like 3 a.m. So it was a bad choice.
Ben, you're a weird guy.
Bad choice.
Milk was a bad choice.
You're a weird guy.
Weird guy, Ben.
Hey, don't worry about it. Like, you're just happy that I share these private, intimate times of my life with you guys. And
Don't be that
community.
guy. Don't be that guy where you're showing up right before they're about to close. Ugh.
They had the ice cream all
that
put
guy.
away and everything.
Don't worry about it. I'll check this bad boy out.
Let's see it. Put it on screen.
Yeah?
Yeah, play it.
Okay, don't play it.
Well, maybe not.
Let's blew
play
the
it
speed.
well.
Don't quit your day
Story
job, Ben.
chat. Sorry, chat. I'm learning
Christ.
Zelda's Lullaby right
It
now.
actually came out so good. I'm so annoyed because I finished it and I literally handed it to you before I even really looked at it. I felt like a doctor delivering a baby. I was like, here you go. And I never got to really see it in person.
There's one like little like paint scuff on it, but I can't tell if it's from. I can't tell if it's from like us putting our mouths on it, or I think it might be from lip grease.
Jesus Christ.
You know, he put his balls on that.
You could actually see, right, like at the top.
Okay, just bring it back and I'll spray it again.
I'm not gonna bring it back. It was a lot of money to get to you guys. I'm gonna have to work for a whole year.
You're not coming to the next OxCon?
No, I'm just gonna have to work for the whole year to get there.
There you go. Some more paint.
What was I saying?
Anyways.
Like a small carload.
Okay, Ben. Don't fucking. You know what, Ben? You know how much I have to fucking. You know how much I have to deal with you, Ben.
You know how much I sacrifice.
You did buy me some gluten-free glizzies, so for that I appreciate it. Those are not cheap.
They're not. It was like fucking $8 for those buns. Anyways, no one's here. Let's just go.
Everybody's left.
Anyways, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
Catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Enjoy Ahsoka, guys. Hopefully it's as good as we hope.
Heck yeah.